see how it sounds as soon as we hit the refresh. Hello. I've hit the button and now nothing is happening on my computer, Tron. Oh, there we go. Hold on, I'll skip my own damn ads. Yay! Skip my own damn ads. Haha! Good morning to all of you in another time zone that aren't me. What's up, kids? Yeah, still coughing. Still coughing. That's the way to start a live stream, isn't it? You start hacking up shit. Yo, 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 red drink right there, yo, yo, yo. I like yo-yos. Yo-yos are cool. Except for when they hit you in the face and then they're jackasses. Yo-yos. I also like yahoos. Hello, Raina. How's it going tonight? Just kind of organizing some shiz on my desk. You know, we went 6 hours and like 25 minutes on the last live stream. We went literally forever, which was actually pretty interesting. Axel, hello. Hello. Have I seen the TSOS 9mm 1911s are dropping in price since the 2011 is out? No, I did not, but we will definitely be checking it out since we check things out. On which site? Are you talking directly from TSOS, or do you mean they're just dropping in price in general? TGW, that was the name of the freaking hell. I just remember the name of the thing. Oh, Buds? Yeah, well, Buds also is blowing them out probably because they're getting a whole bunch of the SHOT Show releases. Did I ever do a review on the TSOS 2011? No, because it just came out. And my local distributors don't have it because Bud's Gun Shop, Sportsman's Warehouse, Guns.com, Gun Broker, all them shit places bought them all at SHOT Show. So you can order it directly from TSOS or you can pay a third party to get it. So it's pretty interesting. You finally understand why I hate the John Wick Alexandra press check. I watched Argyle and Sam Rockwell does it at least 4 times and it just felt so pointless. Well, thank you for somebody random besides me bringing up that move. Yeah, the FU press check is what Stahelski calls it in John Wick, but also, you know, Chad Stahelski, great cinematographer, great stuntman, but he freaking in the audio documentary or the audio commentary, for those of you that don't know, I'm a freaking nerd, so I love watching all the documentaries and behind the scenes and commentaries on movies. And Stahelski repeatedly says that Keanu Reeves did it on his own as his own creation, without acknowledging that that is actually a movie that's been done for decades. Pretty much since people have been using guns as fidget toys, that a press check has been used. But it literally is useless. And also, it's in direct contradiction to what people think it's for. Because, you know, in the movie, John Wick 2, or whichever one it was like 7 million for 7 rounds, and it was a Kimber. And I actually own that same model, the Warrior. And in the movie, they give him that, and he does the press check. And everybody in the comments was like, oh, that's because they're notorious for jamming on the first round. Guess what? If the gun jams on the first round, it doesn't go into battery, thus not needing a press check. So I love that in the comments of that video, which is still one of my most viewed shorts. Everybody was going, oh, because Kimbers are notorious for jamming. Yeah, they can jam, but that has nothing to do with the gun. That has everything to do with the shit mags they use. They didn't even use Mekgar. If they'd used Mekgar on the Kimber Warrior, it wouldn't have had the same problems. But no, they had to use KCI mags. So, and also that was during the transition for that Warrior, was when they went from Las Vegas to Yonkers, and that created some issues with quality controls. So, it's the Star Wars loving gun dude. I don't like Star Wars, GK. So you're going to have to explain that one to me. Explain it, you must. You like jam on toast. DB, dude, you're like an ADD crackhead attention-seeking whore. I love it. Keep it up. For those of you new to here, these live streams are literally, you can ask me all kinds of stuff. We do. I say that in every live stream. We go over things like firearms, cars, computers, tech, tattoos, life lessons, things like that. We're going to talk about things. Obviously, a few things have come up in the news. Most explicitly, especially for firearms rights, is the Kansas City Chiefs shooting, which is unfortunate and absolutely ridiculous. But somebody wanted to be an asshole with the firearm, so that sucks. Let's see. Numbut, what's your favorite firearm? The 1911 platform is my favorite firearm in general, not just a specific make, but the 1911 in general is my favorite firearm. Let's see if they've gotten any updates on the Kansas City thing. Boom, 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 boom. You mind if you just lurk? You're just in from work and it's in Ireland. It's 12 in the morning. Not at all. Stay as long as you like, my man. We're having some fun. It'll be grand if you're just sitting there listening to me in the background. We're going to have a good day. So 1 person is dead, 20 wounded in the shooting parade. Although, news coverage. It's a mass shooting. Celebration for the Wonka. 3 people have been detained as part of the ongoing investigation. 1 million people were in downtown, and unfortunately, it takes one numbnuts to create an issue like that. So yeah, 1 person is dead so far. See, this is my biggest problem with online media. They're saying there have been 154 mass shootings. Mass does not mean what these motherfathers think it does. It's like when everybody yells yeet and YOLO. These fools keep on calling everything a mass shooting if it involves more than 1 person. It can involve 2 people and they'll try to say it's a mass shooting. If it involves more than 1 building, they'll try to claim it's a mass shooting. So if it goes from one household to another one, the media calls it a mass shooting. Yes, it's a massive tragedy, but this was gun violence that was going to happen. It just happened to happen in a place that there were tons of people, which is usually when conflicts happen. I bet if they go through statistics, they'll find more stabbing victims at that rally than others, but most people don't report a stabbing unless it's one that leads to a fatality. Thaddeus, welcome to the live stream, my friend. You're here very early in it. Awesome. You are actually worse now because in Argyle it's down to the middle of the firefight when people are shooting at him and you just had that epiphany. Yeah, in reserve, there's never a reason to press check in the middle of a firefight. If you're in the middle of a firefight or if you're in the middle of competition and your gun doesn't go off when you pull the trigger, or if you wonder if there's a round in it, you tap and rack. You never sit there and do, oh look, there's a round in there, in the middle of a competition or into an actual shooting event, unless you have a camera following you through an entire museum. But hey, I only got like 7 million views on that video and people hate me for it, so good for you, trolls. Good for you, trolls. The 1911 is a classic. Always is, always will be. Undead Nerd. Hey, man, how's my day going? Pretty good. I've been playing with some tech. I'm still recovering. I had to get a new cast put on my leg. It gets checked every week to see if it's healing or not. So that sucks. And I'm trying to force myself to stop walking around. But, of course, you know what happens. You try to do 1 thing, then you have to do 2 things, and you have to do 7 things. And then at the end of the day, you're just ruining your recovery. You duct taped the gun together and it exploded. I like how you didn't say that it was unexpected. Thank you for not at least saying that one. Did anyone see the video of the RPG exploding on some dude? I saw the screenshots for it, and I believe the Unsubscribed podcast talked about it, and so did Brandon Herrera. So that's pretty interesting. Thaddeus, you just bought a 38 Special Rossi today. Good choice. 38 Special is a good revolver to have. They are damn reliable for the Rossis. I like them. Thank you, Undead. It's funny because we saw in the Deadpool trailer where he's doing those dumb flashy reloads, and it's fine because it's a comedy and he's immortal, but when it's meant to be a no-nonsense character, yeah, exactly. Also, Deadpool is one of the characters in any sort of next to She-Hulk who knows that they're breaking the fourth wall, so they're written in a way that they're actually playing to the audience. So yeah, for him to do it, it makes sense. But for Reacher to do it in season 2 of Reacher on Amazon Prime, he does it because the camera was looking up at him and he's holding a 1911 overdue, so he does the press check over the guy. It again, something that is totally out of character for someone like Reacher, a no nonsense guy who believes in full functionality, a full like battery of arms for a firearm, would never take a gun from a guy and then just press check it. They're going to actually run the slide. So I don't know. You love Rossi. Yeah, my buddy brought me the R95. If you haven't seen that, Rossi's doing their own version of the Jurassic World 1895, and it looks really good. It's about $1,000, so it's almost $500 cheaper. It has like a nice bleached wood look or beech wood kind of look, stainless slide receiver and everything with a big loop, and it's like $500 cheaper than the Marlin. So who knows if my taxes would ever freaking get done. The lady's out of town. My tax preparer didn't tell me until after she was going to be leaving town to help her family member move, but she went and left town while preparing my taxes. I think I get a discount for that. Reacher is legitimately meant to exert as little effort as possible for maximum result. Pretty much. Full fifth. Hey Jimmini, happy Wednesday. PSA's having good Valentine's sales. Lowers uppers ammo, so $4.99 and lower for $150. It would have bought two if you could. Can't buy shite in Illinois. Yeah, I did not even pay any attention to that. Let's see what Pussa is doing. Is Pussa doing anything fun for me? I've been watching because they did. I missed it. My buddy texted me that they were doing a dagger with a vortex scope for like $2.99, but I'm pretty sure I missed that one. But I need to get some mags for my rock though. It came with one, but I'm waiting for a slightly better deal as soon as they come up for sale. $190 for the 407 reflex sight. That's not a terrible price. 9mm compact RMR, blah blah blah. Not bad. Oh, look at this! A lot of people. Your recording stuff will be here Tuesday. You'll probably do a live around Wednesday, around 7 p.m. Oh, well, everybody say goodbye to my mod DB. Now accepting applications. You've carried Glock 17, 19, and 43X for a year. Recently had right middle finger lower digit fuse straight, will not bend. Grip not feel right. Have a feeling need to go to LGS and poke around. Any suggestions? If you're having a problem with your middle finger not being able to bend on the last knuckle, then you're going to see. I have the opposite problem. I have arthritis, so it gets hard for me to unbend it. But I'm probably going to say you're going to have a hard time finding a good choice. You're going to want something with a wider grip. So maybe a Glock 21 if you want to stay in the Glocks. It's 45 ACP, but it's got a wider grip, so maybe that'll be more comfortable for not being able to close your hand. An M&P or maybe something in like a 226. I know it's an all steel gun, but it's still a double stack 9. A 226 has a very wide grip on it, so it sounds like you need something that will allow your finger to stick out a little bit while not interrupting your grip hand. So I would suggest one of those ones. There's a shootout in season 2 where Reacher has an M4, runs out of ammo, and takes one of the bad guys' M4s instead of just taking the mag, unless I'm mixing up firearms or something. No, in combat, it's the way the Mossad is trained. They train to take the enemy's firearms because taking somebody else's gun, if you have the ability to, is faster than dropping the mag out of 2 guns and then reinserting 1 mag. So if somebody has a gun that's still got ammo in it and you pick it up, it's easy to just re-engage with the new firearm than it is to sit and again drop the mag out of the enemy's gun, drop the mag out of your gun, and then insert the mag into your gun. That's why they say switching to your sidearm if your M4, M16, AK-47, etc. is out of ammo is faster than reloading, and it is demonstrably so. You can actually just swing your gun out of the way, come up with your backup. So it makes sense that he would do that. Whether or not the guns were the same platform and they shared magazines really doesn't matter. It was just easier to pick up the enemy's gun, which is a actual thought towards efficiency versus flashiness. Have I ever heard of Friedrich Lingfield? No, I have not. P345 like carried as a deputy for under $400 for P3345. It's not a bad price. At one time they had dropped down to something like $250, and I passed on one. They have the same problem. A lot of the polymer frame lower ones, although the 345 I think is metal, but it might be. Depending on the year of it, I think that 345 is a polymer lower. I'm not a fan of polymer lower 45s. Oh, look at that. Brady gave himself the name Brady the Fed. You've just taken all the fun out of it. We're no longer talking to Brady. Got locked you out of your phone, so you're on a school computer and decided to just make a new account. Well, welcome back, Brady. Welcome back, Mr. Brady. Well, you have been educated. It's a doctrine that isn't taught in like self-defense shooting or regular everyday shooting. So it's not surprising that most people wouldn't think of it. But that's why also the Mossad trained for decades to carry without one in the chamber, because they had to be like basically muscle memoried into racking every gun they picked up in order to make sure that an enemy's gun, should they take an enemy's gun, was in battery and ready to go. So yeah, you lose one round, but you make sure that you're racking a round in. Additionally, I believe it's because in wartime they would just pick up whatever they could. So again, you just make sure to, it comes muscle memory to keep doing things like that. Hey man, got any tips on reloading bullpups stuck here in good old Redcoat land? You're going to have to go to the Pyrite Caves. I'm trying to understand what you mean by that. Do you mean for like speed loading? Hey Zaxxon, what's up? Do you mean speed loading your bullpup? The only thing that I could suggest if you're trying to go faster, if it has a reversible mag release, or if it doesn't have one on your offside or your strong side, make sure to get one of those. But I guess for practice, maybe keep it in the crook of your shoulder and just tilt the gun away and up so that you can just instantly strip, versus maybe pulling the gun away from your arm, dropping, inserting, and then doing that. Practice pulling up, rack, insert, and then if it's got a charging handle, hitting it. I love watching myself on the replay because it's a little delayed, so I look like an idiot. He's playing the violin. No, he's loading a gun. No, he's talking to a bunch of rando people. Yeah, all the above. Take Mac out of both part, insert it into AR-15. Thank you for the suggestion. Yes, you understand my problem exactly. Yeah, no problem, just 10B, Justin B. You're welcome. I mean, it's the only thing that if you want it to be comfortable, you got to go with the wide base. That's a good explanation of the Israeli draw, because you couldn't think of any reason to slow down your pistol draw in a combat situation. Yep. And that was based on Mossad Ayub talking about it. So I'm not like firsthand knowledging that one. I've read it afterwards. I don't take just one person's word for it. I'll go and research it. But yeah, it was confirmed by other members of Mossad, but that was their reasoning behind it. Undead Nerd, you're welcome. Like I said, it's kind of hard to tell you. When you say you're stuck in Redcoat land, also when you're talking about your bullpup, does that mean you have one of those ones where the mag is fixed in place and low capacity? So that can cause some complications if you have to try to feed through the ejection port like you do with some of the Cali compliant AR-15s, which sucks when you have pinned mags. I don't have an actual good response to that one, other than you chose the wrong weapon platform for a commie state, which, let's face it, every state is trying to become, because they're all full of morons. Keep going, keep going. Krav Maga training focusing more on fostering an aggressive mindset than actual combat attack. In Reserve said, I assume it's the same as Krav Maga training, focusing more on fostering an aggressive mindset than actual combative tactics in their military seminars. A little bit. Krav Maga in real world, though, yeah, like you're saying, it's more personal. It's like building your self-confidence over anything, and again, building some muscle memory. I can't remember the last time I saw like a person-to-person interaction where somebody, number one, stayed still while holding somebody long enough to get their balls ripped off. But it it is interesting. So does the U.S. still use belt-fed weapons? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, obviously they still keep some in like their arsenals. I'm sure they still have Mod Deuces and stuff that are laying around, and I believe those were belt-fed 308s and then 50 BMGs for the MD. The Mod Deuce was the 50 BMGs, so that one would still definitely be belt-fed. Technically, the M249 saw, even though it's box-fed, is belt-fed. In terms of like active duty firearms, I believe the new squad automatic weapon from SIG eliminates that. I'm not 100% sure. I think they're using a giant box mag that goes into the mag well versus having a belt fed one. So I do apologize. M&P 15 Sport 2 still has a normal style mag on it, just a beaver tail and fixed stonk. Okay. Don't own one, sadly. It's a cadets thing. U.S. Brits can get to shoot the even more neutered SA-80 variant that's semi-auto only. Gotcha. It's got a beaver tail and fixed stock. I understand the featureless stock kind of thing, but if it's got a standard mag, then yeah, I would just practice. Yep. Hey, Luca, welcome back. Ocean. Hello. Only a short night for you, 20 to 30 minutes. Not a problem, man. Lego guy isn't coming. Says he's got stuff going on too. So I understand. I don't expect anybody to be here ever. The fact that you guys come here and say hi and you hit the like before you leave makes me giggle and kind of wet myself a little bit. But luckily the camera doesn't look down that far, so we're good. Yeah. Just kind of watching what's going on with the Kansas City shooting, seeing if anything else is going to happen from there. Yeah, obviously something's going to be proposed, but we'll have to see what happens. As soon as we know more stuff about it. That's the other thing. We need to learn about things like that. So let's see. 2023 had about the same gun violence as 2018 and 2019. Weird. Firearms with no motive. Okay. Some of the shooting victims, that sucks. They were kids. Yep. Sounds like it was gang related. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Space Daddy Cereal. Thoughts on Strybog PCC 10mm? Best PCC out in that caliber? No. And I believe the Strybog is technically a PDW, isn't it? Or did they actually make it with a 16-inch? You're talking about the SP10, that is a PDW, not a PCC. PCC stands for pistol caliber carbine. But let's see if they offer one in that. I do want to see. You can suck my bing bong there, buddy. Oh yeah, that is grand power too, isn't it? Let's see, Strybog line. SP10. So they do the Strybog TT. Let's see what they have in the 10s. Yeah, so the SP10, if that's the one you're referring to, that is technically a pistol, but it seems fine. I believe that I think they're too damn expensive for what they are, though. Let's see, what are they charging for that thing now? It's also being demonstrated by somebody I've never heard of, so who knows? Oh, shit. Thank you for saying about text, because I got to turn on my Do Not Disturb. Don't worry, it's only vibrating because I'm moving it. Also, I love each and every one of me. Lamau, nice. Dang, still ain't got a text. Must not be a cool kid. You're a cool kid. I just forgot to text you. You've been waiting for the stream. Thank you. I appreciate that, Luca. Hopefully we don't disappoint tonight. We were on for 6 hours on Monday. We'll see how long it goes today. The most likely blame the guns and not the person. Well, there were 1 million people in downtown, and 3 people out of 1 million decided to cause a problem. So 3 people out of 1 million, that would be 3% if it was 100, 0.3% if it was 1,000, 0.003% problem. Yeah, okay. So 99.999997% of people were actually doing what they're supposed to. But those 3 people are clearly, totally the proof that gun violence is always on the rise when 3 out of 1 million people cause the problem. Yep. They do make a 16-inch Strybog, but it's not in 10 mil. They only make it in 9 and 45. Not too long before Sleep Joe is out of office. Who? Oh, that one. Ha! Ha! Hello, Devil. Phosphine is here. You had to do homework. That's okay. We've only been going for 20 minutes. We're just trying to find some stuff to talk about today. Obviously, the Kansas City shooting was one of them. I've been trying to not give it too much credence because the news makes things sensationalized. Yes, it's a tragedy. Again, 22 people were shot. 1 person died, which means that a errant car driving through a marathon causes more death and destruction, but we don't ban cars. They definitely went up, especially since they released the Glock mag compatibility lower. There you go. Yeah. But Strybog is decent, so I wouldn't say they're the worst. Boom. You love the guy right here. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, Phosphine, and you too. People shooting at each other? Wasn't it? Okay. One of your favorite guns is the Galil. They are nice. Here, where I am, they are a little expensive. So I have not owned one yet. I just don't see the need to spend a couple of grand on one. If I could get one for less than the price of an AK, I will, but I don't need to. Devil, you'll be back around 8 or 9 my time. Good luck with your studying. You love it when people start bringing up the election. Yeah. We should ban marathons. More people have been unfortunately taken down at public events at marathons by things other than gun violence than anything else, but large gatherings, meetings, things like that, people just don't seem to give a shite. So if it has a McPew, that's all they see. It's called tunnel vision. The media loves sensationalizing things like this, so they see gunfire, victim, mass shooting. I saw one report where somebody said there was a mass shooting when 1 person shot 1 other person. It's an epidemic of the mass shootings that this country is enduring at this point. Okay, dude shot a dude that raped his kid. So, perks on 22 LR Gatling guns or no? Not unless you get the 180, the Hornet things. So, all right. So if you're getting banned or you're getting timed out, that's because you're either being offensive, spamming the shit out of the channel, or you're just an a-hole. So make sure that when you take care of that, my mods will be watching. Also, YouTube likes to have somebody in here watching my live stream for some reason, because it has told me that somebody at YouTube has made themselves an administrative moderator for live streams, and I'm not the only one. Obviously, they have thousands of employees that are probably watching thousands of live streams every day. So yeah, apparently, yeah, somebody from YouTube kind of monitors my live streams because I talk about firearms. So Thaddeus is jumping off, wanted to join in on the convo. Well, we appreciate it, Thaddeus. Thank you so much for coming in, and again, thank you for becoming a member. You know, if you guys become members, you get those cool colors by your name and the little circle with the star in it. We're up to 11. Holy shit. I never actually thought that would happen. I just started the members thing just to have some fun. And it is going pretty well. So, yeah, if you kind of want to help the channel, if you go up there right now, I have shorts up for the next 10 days and the next 3 weeks of videos. And I have 6 guns sitting over there that I took the picture of, the screenshot for the live that I cleaned for a buddy. So I'm going to do videos on all of those too. So if you want access to those, membership, $2, you get in there. Otherwise, I'm trying to take Google's money. So if you're in the live stream, don't bother giving me any money. Just like the video. And that will help me get the YouTube's money, and then you don't have to give me any money. Have you seen in the news article about some random dude in Georgia that used a musket on a home intruder? That's okay. That's not a gun. Muskets are not considered firearms. So, you heard Taco Bell was the worst contributor in toilet. Yeah, probably. Phosphine, not yet right now, man. I've got too many right now. Getting paid to watch YouTube. LOL, imagine. Yeah, pretty much. Jane asks, how's everything going tonight, everybody? So everybody, quickly respond to Jane. Tell them that you're having a good day. PB&J or cold cut? I'm allergic to peanut butter, so peanut butter. Although a good salami sandwich is really good, like a nice salami with some provolone and some lettuce. I'm not a big fan of tomato on sandwiches because in my brain and my tongue, tomato is a fruit and I prefer it with sugar. Oh my God, so many people are leaving because he said tomato is a fruit that should be eaten with sugar. I remember asking me about the PSA Dagger Compact. You ended up buying one and you don't regret it at all. That's what I like to hear, Average Gaming. I didn't think it was a bad idea, and it was they're a great deal, so good for you, son. Apparently I'm calling everybody son. Should I make a t-shirt? That's what I thought, son. That's good, son. Are you winning, son? Are you doing you a Fortnite? You barely notice how many. Yeah, they all pop in at the same time too, which is kind of funny. I've also made a couple of people mods that will probably pop on at like hour 4 or 5 or 6. So right now I got enough, but you never know. Pay attention if somebody drops off. I heard DB's about to become a trader and jump ship and do his own live stream. So who knows? Maybe his spot will open up. Imagine you break into some guy's house and he's just waiting there with a muzzle loader fixing a bayonet. Yeah, you're goddamn right. I've been loading this thing every night for 68 years, and my old lady was like, that's dumb. You'll never use it. I taught her a lesson. Now, don't call 911 yet. He's still moving, honey. You're playing modded Fallout 4. Awesome. That's how I play it. I can't stand playing it stock. The guns are stupid. I always put in modern guns because technically the divergence happened in 1960 roughly. We had 1911s. We had AK-47s. We had, I believe Stoner was probably sketching out M16s in his basement at that time when he was a kid. So, did you know little pieces can be in peanut butter? Yes, Bossy, and I actually did know that. Little bugs are allowed in basically everything because in manufacturing, especially for food products and stuff, yes, it all gets sterilized, but like chocolate is allowed to have an insect piece for every certain number of ounces in it because chocolate, sugar, things like that attract insects. So yeah, I actually did know that. Plus, when they make it, a lot of it is made naturally, so you wind up grinding up lots of bugs and stuff. Okay, Jace, I'll take your message. I'll take your word on that one. I don't like hot salami, so that's a no for me, dog. But all right, stop cussing, Sean. Otherwise, you're gonna get timed out. Where be Slothy? Slothy's here. Slothy's just hanging out underneath the graphics card where he normally hangs out. Milo. Its name is Milo. We call it Milo. In the morning, Milo. You'll watch me, DB. What are you going to do in your stream? No! Brady's going to jump ship too. Actually, DB, if you do it, I'm going to do a live stream watching your live stream. Let's start a Zach Hazard style rant. Fallout 4 assault rifle. Thoughts? Every Fallout 4 gun is inaccurate and doesn't work. That's why you have to mod them. You can't get rid of bugs. It's an agricultural product. Think of them as extra protein. Extra protein. Bro has an extra wire hanging from his roof. If you're talking about that, that is the cable for my internet because it used to go up through my ceiling when my desk was on the other side of the room, and I just don't feel like running it up through the ceiling and down a channel. Also, I'm stealing it from the neighbors. Mr. Black Regal, how would you rate the M&P 2.0? It is a decent pistol. Obviously, it's designed to compete with Glock, and it has been used in both military and police applications, hence the M&P. The articulated trigger they went with is kind of a stupid trigger. I don't like it, although it was the only one to pass the freezing test on Garand Thumb. If you replace the trigger with like an Apex trigger, or there's a couple other triggers that are made for it, a nice flat face trigger, they are actually really nice guns. Definitely worth the money, especially when they go on discount. So keep your eyes open. If you can get one for under $400, then you're doing good. Phosphine, can I take DB spot? We'll see what happens. I'm kind of messing with DB, but if somebody were to jump ship, I may have to get a new one. Watching a live stream. Well, did you see the one dude who was streaming boxing matches by wearing highly reflective sunglasses, and then he was sitting so close to his camera that everybody could watch the reversed image of the fight in his glasses? He was trying to help people get past pay-per-view. It was kind of hilarious. Make a video of all of my Fallout 4 mods. If you go to my main channel and you go down a playlist, I have the Fallout 4 settlement video playlist. It actually lists all the mods I use in any of those videos. It lists all my mods. So if you just go over there, you can see the full list of all my mods. You put an Apex in your 2.0. OMG. Yep. Like I said. Did I break into somebody's house for the internet? You know what's funny? Because I have an Xfinity account, I can use the full bandwidth Xfinity Wi-Fi at my office, and it actually uses all the available Wi-Fi routers that put out a Wi-Fi signal that they allow to be used for Wi-Fi hotspots. And it's a secured connection because it's using my Xfinity password. It goes into the secured version of it's not the public Wi-Fi, it's the secured one. And I get faster speeds on Wi-Fi at the office than anybody else in the office because they're all paying for business internet, which is slower than Wi-Fi, which is ridiculously stupid. Here at the house, I have 1.8 gigabit up and down, which was the highest residential that we can get right now. I think they're going to move to a 2.5 gigabit connection soon. But right now, I have the fastest possible connection, so I can download it like a gigasecond. Also, I forgot to wear my brown hat because my buddy has my Durango, and my different hats are in the Durango. So before anybody says that, not that any of you remembered, that's where it is. If you're flying over the desert and your boat gets a flat tire, what should you have in your pockets? Rocks. Because you can't find rocks in the desert. Everybody wants the DB. Everybody wants to actually replace the DB. Rate your profile pic. Isn't that the guy from Hello Neighbor? Nope, it's okay. I mean, it's cool. JR, what's up? Metal Ocean Big Baller. Okay. What am I missing there? You thought the 2.0 got rid of the stupid backwards knee trigger. My Shield Plus got the blade trigger. No, 2.0 is actually is an articulated trigger as well, but it's not as bad as some of the other ones are. The 2.0 metal got rid of it. You have both the M&P and the Glock 34, and both are great. I agree, Steve. Both of those guns are very nice firearms. You still like the 17L better, though. I have not personally had the opportunity to own one. I've had several 34s and a bunch of 17s, but I have not had the 17L. Just possible nukes in space. How fun. How do we beat the rads? Fallout 4 train me for this. Yeah, you just got to make sure you get a whole bunch of rad away. Light red or dark red flannel? Depends on how much you bleed. If you bleed a lot, go with the dark red. It hides the blood. You'll be right back. You're changing your profile pic. Okay, Fed boy. How's my life going? That is a loaded question, Jace. Currently, it is homeostasis, staying in place and not doing much of anything. But it's thank you for asking. Just check their site. The 2.0 still got the stupid trigger, but the 2.0 compact got the... Yeah, pretty much all of them except for the standard 2.0, because that's... I don't know if it was something they did because law enforcement asked them to do that. Because by going with the articulated trigger, you eliminate the center trigger blade safety. And I guess some law enforcement must prefer it, or they feel that it's more safe, which is stupid and actually not true. If they wanted to make it more safe, get rid of it and just teach people how to not shoot their guns accidentally. What do I think of Power World? I don't know what Power World is. Stupid product like decisions. Pro tip, the G41 Long Slide 45 is sweet. I've held it. I have not played with it. What GPU do I have? That is the MSI Gaming Slim RTX 4090. More safe or safer? Yeah. Your mic like cuts a little for some reason. It's the bandwidth for YouTube itself. Hold on a second. The bandwidth for YouTube itself. Yeah, because I'm on my Wi-Fi and it's 100% 6 bars, so it's YouTube. You hate to feel that articulated trigger feels so weird when pulling. Yeah, just pull it off and get rid of something. Put in a flat face like DB did with his M&P. Ocean Dude, you're heading out. You see it's Friday. Got to give your old lady attention. No, not in that way. Then you're not giving her the right kind of attention. Ask her if she wants that kind of attention. We're here for you. Everybody sing a soft melody in the background. That turns your old lady on. The fog is coming. Clam jam sounds like a bad medical condition there, DB. Okay. Don't know what that means, but red drink. Oh, yes, the red drink. Like the button if you're dipping in and dipping out. You smashed your head on your keyboard. You got a really big head if you were able to smash your head like that. You able to burp on cue? Sometimes. I had an Italian dressing salad earlier and tastes weird now. She said yes, so bye. What, the song did good? All right. Tell her that one's dedicated to her. Hopefully somebody clips that. Jimmini show out of context. Followed up with the snort from hell. What do I think of the X12? It was an awesome plane, but the X11 was probably a little bit better aerodynamically, but they put a bigger engine in the X12 in order to make it go faster. But if you're talking about the X12 from Call of Duty, that's a Glock. Otherwise, Luca, you got to give me a little bit more to go on because I'm not familiar which X12 you're referring to. Meds. Change your meds, dude. Punctuation makes punctuation better. Because it looks like you just said meds changed my meds. The meds, they changed my meds by being meds that were different meds than the meds I was taking when the meds were kicking in. Ha ha ha! If anybody's there, they are so confused. Yeah, typically people are, but I'm just sitting here just wiling out on my own, just completely. What's that fancy Lexus two-door high-end car? The LFA is the highest-end Lexus two-door, and then you have the 5 whatever it's called. Now, most people know to understand that people in my life know that I do random things, make random noises. It kind of fills the time when I just start making noises. Also, it helps me block time. Oh, I got a whole bunch of Nintendo stuff today. I bought some... Oh, this one's the super special edition. I didn't notice that before. This is the game. But yeah, I bought a couple of auctions full of stuff and got a bunch of these. You guys remember these? SPs. I got 3 of them. And a couple 3DSs, but I already sold one to a buddy. You thought that was your self-soothing because you were on the spectrum or something. People tell me that I am on the spectrum because I have a lot of idiosyncrasies that can only be explained by autism, yet I'm not a self-diagnosing freak, so I don't call myself autistic, but those around me have said that I probably am. Like the fact that I only eat using the small teaspoons and small forks. I don't eat with the tablespoon. I don't like the feel of a large spoon, so I'll eat with the teaspoon, or a lot of times I'll just eat with chopsticks. And then I don't understand the concept of leftovers. So when I cook food, I eat all the food I cook, which is kind of weird. It's also the reason why I don't have anything in my fridge right now other than a carton of eggs, because they take forever to cook. But then I also eat like 4 or 5 eggs at a time. Screwdriver. I want to find a new 3DS so bad. Yeah. Have I seen the 1911 made out of actual meteorite? No. Somebody built one, huh? Out of a meteor. It actually comes up in the search. The Big Bang set from Cabot. Okay, let's see what happens. $4.5 million one-of-a-kind meteorite. Well, they made two of them, so is that technically one of a kind still? The world's most expensive guns made from genuine space rock. Okay. That's how long the Gibeon was flying through space. I mean, yeah, Cabot caters to people with more money than sense of, you know, not spending all their money on stupid shite. No, it isn't. Everyone wants to be neurotypical because they want to be special. If everybody's special, then nobody's special. Didn't you ever watch Incredibles? How do you think we came about, humans? Well, if you want to go the evolution route, we started as monkeys. If you want to go the protozoic route and the fact that we just popped up out of nowhere, if you want to go the religious route, we were all made by God and two people, which means we all commit incest on a daily basis. And if you want to go with the whole philosophical things, this is just a giant simulation. None of you are real, and I'm the only person in my simulation. So I think I covered all the bases. Also, for me, personally, Mommy and Daddy did a very naughty thing, and 7 months later, I was born. Did taxes today. Got enough for the Nighthawk Springfield build. Awesome, dude. If I was rich, I'd be eccentric. People used to think I was eccentric when I made a lot of money. Who the hell eats with a tablespoon? I know a lot of people that do. No offense to all the Gen Zs out there. I'm sure your mom told you you're special. They all have participation trophies, Lobster. Your mom says you're handsome. Mr. Mom, welcome. Have I seen the mammoth meatball? Nope. Wow, that is a lot for a firearm. Yes, Mr. Black Regal. Although I keep reading it wrong, and I want to say Mr. Blackergal. Mr. Blackergal. We came from a puddle of dinosaur poop. That would be interesting. Why are some of my go-to content creators for gun and tech stuff? Not really following a lot of gun reviewers right now. Kentucky Ballistics, I'll watch from time to time if I just want to giggle. He's not actually a reviewer anymore. Hickok 45, it looks like he's stepping up his game. I think his son is pushing him to change the way he presents his content. Although as somebody with over 7 million subscribers and he still gets hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views per video, I don't think he actually has to, but he seems to be changing stuff up. But maintaining his review style is pretty interesting, and his personal opinions. Honest Outlaw, but not as much recently. I don't know why I haven't watched some of his most recent stuff. He seems to do a pretty good job. Tech stuff, I watch mostly just unrecognized people, Iceberg Tech, a few other people, but I don't go and watch people that are shills and people that think they are better than the entire industry and better than anybody else and do nothing but rip on them. So like Hardware Unboxed, I don't watch them at all anymore. And obviously nobody else does because they hit 1 million subs and they literally flatlined when it comes to number of subscribers they got. Same thing with Gamers Nexus. Yeah, they're growing a little bit at a time, but they keep on doing it on the back of their sensational pieces, which is proving to them that all they can do are sensationalism pieces. They got the whole place stirred up when they talked about Linus Tech Tips, and then they decided to start going on rants about everybody. And that's not the way to run your life. You don't want to just be insulting literally everybody. Calling people out is different from insulting anybody, but when they make a 45-minute documentary and present it as if they're actually journalists and not just a moron who sits and talks like an idiot after 14 years and doesn't have a natural cadence, yeah, I don't enjoy him at all. I watched some of his stuff back in the day when he actually had something relevant to say and actually would say something positive about stuff. So he's the exact opposite of Such. Hardware Unboxed and Gamers Nexus, they like to finger fuck each other, so they do the exact same content over and over. But Such Double O, he praises the absolute crap out of everything, so I have no desire to watch him. Technically, you could start streaming right now. You should. $50 12 gauge. I had a $60 one. It was a bolt action Mossberg that needed to be refinished, and my buddy did it. I missed a lot of stuff. What's the cheapest gun I've ever bought? A buddy of yours got a 12 gauge. The cheapest gun I've bought that I bought legitimately without doing a private sale or getting from a friend was $40 for a Jennings Witness. I think that's a lot. Crazy. Technically, let's see. How's it going, brother? Nerds with guns. What's going on, my friend? You never even learned how to use chopsticks. It's actually easy. Now, a lot of people will make the mistake of trying to hold the chopsticks down here. This makes it hard to articulate. You want to hold the chopsticks as far back as you can properly manipulate it. Get your finger in there, and then you can just start using it. Also, you need to brace with your middle finger is going to be your brace down here. So it's hard to pick up small things, such as a screwdriver, but, you know, and video games, because they're at a weird angle. Paid $50 for a 22 Magnum revolver. So, copyrighted music. You'd have to identify the music. Was that Superman? Was it the opening to Star Wars? Was it part of Back to the Future? I didn't say anything. DB, your offer to continuously show me small things makes me worried about you and any significant other that you disappoint on a nightly basis. Also, you said you'll show me small figs. I don't want to see small figs. I don't enjoy them. It's actually why I don't like this platform. It's too small. This was the nicest one out of the bunch. Game Boy. Game Boy. Texas tornado tongue solves all. Maybe. Two nerd and chat back to back with the back to back. Yeah. Undead and nerds with guns. So nerds with guns led to undead nerds. Ha ha ha. Nerds. I can accidentally do the Simpson voice, the Homer. I can't. Yeah, I can't do Homer Simpson unless I'm doing it on accident. We need Zombie Nerd. Game Boy Advance FSP, love them. Recently restarted your old Pokemon Fire Red on your Game Boy. That's pretty cool. But god damn is it expensive stuff nowadays. Crap, it's Revenge of the Nerds, number 3. There already are 3 Revenge of the Nerds. Reminds me of Revenge of the Nerds. Look at that. I love it when the chat runs over themselves with the same comment. Oh yeah, my rating comments thing had been going rather swimmingly. I rated somebody a 3 out of 10 today. I said repetitive comment, try better. And then he went on a tirade for an entire paragraph. So that was funny. How do you get invited to SHOT Show, and can you purchase pre-released items? You can get samples if you work with companies or if you suck their assholes like Such does. You can get stuff pre-release all the time. Most of us that actually give an honest opinion and aren't trying to shill our asses out to get review samples to keep our channels relevant. No. You get invited by either manufacturers or journal outlets and things like that. I was invited by a company that sent me a light, a couple of lights to review, and I didn't care for the lights, and I didn't feel like paying for my own flight and hotel, so I didn't go. If you have YouTube videos, if you have like a library and stuff, you can qualify as a journalist. But all you can buy at SHOT Show is you can buy items that the companies are willing to sell. They don't sell pre-release stuff to individuals at SHOT Show. You have to buy as a business, or you can't buy at all.
Peter, the horse is here.
I can't do it.
And I don't even know what that accent was. That wasn't even a real Boston one. Now it's getting a little bit weird.
Porkies. You just gotta say you love the new vertical streaming because you usually watch streams on your phone. Yeah, I took I took a poll. Yeah, my lungs are not recovering. I have to actually see my doctor about that. I might have to go on steroids, which I'm allergic to. But yeah, I took a poll. I was using OBS, and everybody's like, "No, keep using your phone." So I went back to the phone, and nobody seems to care. And it shows up on Shorts that way, so I'm good. Your goal is to start a channel and get popular enough to get into SHOT Show next year. Just work at it, man. You could do it. I used to remember seeing a dude rage about 1911 safeties because he thought that having a safety on the gun was as stupid as carrying on an empty chamber. The guy was an instructor too. Huh. My thoughts on Trigger Con. It's just like an indie version of SHOT Show. Basically, it's an indie version, but I believe you can go if you're just a regular individual person. No, Olight is not the one. Olight sent me the Valkyrie when they came out with the new Valkyrie 3 Pro like a year ago, but they asked me to start basically becoming their tester for it. They were like, hey, does it fit on a Glock? Because they know I got a bunch of guns. Hey, would you mind putting it on this? Would you mind putting it on these 17 guns and letting us know how they fit? And without offering to pay me for it, and they sent me a $70 light that I put a discount code in the video, and they dropped the price on their Amazon store or in their direct buy from Olight to lower than they were selling it through my link. So, yeah, I told them, I don't want to work with you anymore. And they said, nothing. They just walked off. Have I played Insurgency? No, I have not. You're liking Phoenix lights, but you don't think they make them for guns. I've never seen one, but they could be. Your comment almost killed me. I'm not sure what's going on. My lungs are not recovering from the bronchitis at all. If I sit leaned back, I actually can choke. I can aspirate because I have a problem with my lungs where I can aspirate, and I was aspirating. Bro is allergic to everything, pretty much. Yeah. If I lived by the strict rules put in place of my allergies, I would literally be eating oatmeal for every meal. Because technically, as a diabetic, I'm not supposed to eat carbs, which means I shouldn't eat pasta, I shouldn't eat rice, I shouldn't eat a lot of things. I'm allergic to soft skin fruits, I'm allergic to pineapple, I'm allergic to pectin, I'm allergic to a lot of stuff, unfortunately, and lots of medications. So yeah, I should live in a bubble, but YouTube doesn't pay me enough to do that. Try harder, nerd. DB, you seem to be going for the jugular today. You might have to join the civvies. We've been using Streamlights for years for work, getting burnt out on the price, though. Pretty much. Luca says, I'd help if I could. You don't have to. It's cool. The peanut butter is gone. The peanut butter is over on the other couch because I was cleaning some guns and I was snacking on it. But to show you that I am not smart enough to not eat things that could kill me, here's the jar of peanuts I was eating earlier, in case you don't believe me. You'd love to live in a bubble. Yeah, pretty much. You thought Olight had a rep of exploding. You've always had a Streamlight or a Surefire, but you're not too experienced. Okay, let me explain the Olight issue for those of you that have never heard the actual story. So a gentleman was killed when an Olight exploded in his mouth. Now, the Olight itself didn't explode. It was the cheap Chinese lithium battery that was in the Olight that exploded. The fact is, the Olight shouldn't have allowed his saliva to penetrate into the battery cavity, but even if it had, a properly sealed battery would have prevented it from detonating. So what happened was this guy was working on something and he didn't have a head strap, or the light wasn't made for it, so he had the Olight in his mouth. And the back of the Olight flips open so that you can get to the battery compartment. So it's possible that when the batteries were put in, the seal wasn't properly put back into place, which caused it to have a spot where moisture and water could get through. And somehow it penetrated the battery, and the battery exploded in his mouth, which eventually led to his death. So technically, the light never failed, other than the fact that it allowed the moisture in. So the light didn't explode, the battery exploded. And in fact, Olight stopped using that manufacturer right away. And the one they sent me had that manufacturer's batteries in it. And they literally sent me an email after they sent me the light saying, please don't use these batteries. We're going to send you a new set of batteries. And they sent me a set of Olight branded batteries. So they knew what had happened, and it was right after it had happened, and they were trying to make up for it. So at least they were trying to do something. But the problem is when you have something made in China that's clearly Chinese and it's a little misrepresented to its power on the labels, people tend to rip them a new one. If you don't have a lot of money, you need to buy something cheap, go for it. Hollow Suns are made in China. Just saying. Mr. Mom, you had no light Valkyrie catch fire. Yeah, so it has something to do depending on the batteries you had on it. They were using faulty batteries from a manufacturer. Do we know if this was an 18650 cell? Not 100% sure, Jane. All I know is that it was the supplier of the batteries for Olight in China. I can't remember the name. How much do you have to drill to explode a light? Not much. It's the integrity of the battery casing that matters. So obviously they were not actually sealing the battery correctly, and it was allowing some of the material to get water into it, which is what caused it to explode. You stopped vaping because your buddy had one explode in his face, not one but 2 different times with 2 different vapes. Your buddy must drool down the tube. No, it's crazy what can happen. You got an all-light, durable, bright, cheap, but the thing gets hot. Never had a full battery use due to weapon light reaching thermal limits. Yeah, no, they do run quite hot. You still have one of the PL2 Valkyries. Your incident was with the factory batteries. Yeah, so there you go. Make more Fallout videos. I don't really have the time, and when I reset my computer, I downloaded a lot of the mods again, but I have not played Fallout 4 since a long time. Not in a long time. Penlight, Home Depot. Yeah, pretty much. You have some Olights on cheap guns, and they work fine. Your buddy gives you a hard time about it, but he also has a P320. Ouch. Ouch. That's redirecting the shade there, buddy. You're both in the dark when you redo that. Yeah, well, he makes fun of me for having a cheap light, but he has a SIG. Screw that guy.
China.
I try to buy U.S. made as much as you can, but China has made 30 years of mastering mid to mid-high tier electronics manufacturing while the U.S. outsourced all of it to China. Yeah, there's a lot of them. You've gone to Streamlight. Nothing wrong with Streamlight. The TLR7, I've got a couple of those on some guns. But I also have the cheap Chinese crap that they sent me, so, you know. You've gone to you have a Crimson Trace light on a dagger. I've never actually used a Crimson Trace light. I've played with them when we had them in the store. They feel a little bit cheap to me. I mean, they feel cheap. Not they are cheap. They feel cheap. It's kind of like their red dots. They feel cheap, but they work. So it's a personal thing. Ooh. Let's see what's in the RSR SIG Vault. Ooh, they are dropping around the price of some stuff. Ooh, they're dropping them by a lot. Oh, that's the X-Carry. That's why I thought that was the Legion. You mother fathers. Copperheads are going on sale. Looks like they're dropping a lot of them by like $100, $200 for some of them. Yeah, I see all your comments, but I'm looking at SIG 210 now. I don't like any of you right now. You heard the peanut butter move. We're not doing that again. Especially for the new people. Hi, new people. A bunch of you just came in from the shorts. Hit the like before you leave. We're here to talk about anything, so throw out some comments, questions, concerns. Yes, we talk about things moving on their own. I had to kill my pineapple because everybody said the pineapple was moving. So any input on the nightstick handgun lights, they're fine. I've sold a few, and I had one on one of my guns, and it was fine. They're older ones. Hose clamp torch on a brown best musket goes hard. You should do a stream watching other YouTubers vids. That would be a React channel, and nah. I don't like meat either. Oh, does Crimson? Yeah, I just didn't see that. Yeah, they do make them. Specifically, they make them for low-end guns. They're the primary red dot for the Sky CPX and DVG series, or also the red dot that comes on the High Point CT. Thoughts on the Siley red dots? Is that a Chinese brand? I think I've heard of them. Is my refrigerator running? No, I unplug it before every stream because I need the power to run my computer. Does anyone hear the static, or is it you? Does anyone hear the static, or is it you? Yeah, I'm hearing static now too. I don't know what to tell you. It could be because I have a phone sitting next to a monitor. I don't know. Let's see if I move it away a little bit. Does that help? Make sure I get the red drink, the plaque, and the sloth all in the same hay. Phil, you're leaving me? Oh, well, thank you for stopping in, Phil. Go chase down my peanut butter, please. Self-adjusting. That means inability to hold zero, right? You can hear a little, not too bad. Later, Phil. Joe, you got to have a bit of static. You got a bit of static when I talk. Hold on. You got a bit of static when I talk. Hold on. Is that better? You got a bit of static when I talk. Hold on. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. You hear a microwave. Then your popcorn's almost done. You want a yeet cannon. So do I. I don't know why. I had the JXP-10, which was the 10 millimeter yeet cannon, basically. But I got rid of it. Somebody wanted it. You're going to go practice your saxophone. See you in a bit, probably. You go, you jazzy bastard. You need to go to bed, but you want to stay in the stream. Then lay down and watch it. Lay down in your bed. Put your head down. I can't say anything about having stuffed aminals because I have one inside of my goddamn computer. But yeah, just sit there, lay down, and watch. That's a busy Fed. Yeah, you betcha. You're referring to the brightness. Oh, yeah, so a lot of them, I think the Romeo Zero does it too. Also, the Romeo Zero has a really bad plastic body on it. By the way, don't use steel wool. Don't use steel wool on a gun and then forget to wipe down your table, because now I have steel wool embedded in my arm because I'm an idiot. Yeah, a guy brought me a CZ40B. If you haven't seen those are the gun that was designed in collaboration with Colt, and then Colt backed out because Colt screwed up. Colt wanted a gun for the electronic firearm safety guns, and they used their Colt Z40, which was the CZ40B, and they basically pissed off everybody, and then the gun got tainted. Tainted. You can't hear anything. All you hear is bullets whizzing by and artillery explosions and occasionally screaming in German or a British accent. That is correct. You have been transported. That is the way we do it. Got to find your damn charger. Your phone's at 20%. That's good enough. My phone will go like an hour on 20%. Thoughts on Micro Dagger and PSA SHOT Show vote stuff? I voted for a few things. I definitely want to get the MP7 that they're coming out with, or the Palmetto MP7 PDW, 5.7 PDW. And the Micro Dagger is cool, but unnecessary. What is my GPU, CPU, PC case, and cooling system? That is a long list. We'll get into that at some point. What did the Sloth do? The Sloth is actually supporting my GPU. That's why the GPU is level right now. The Sloth keeps it supported. So the... Sorry. You misspelled Manitoba the same way I do. Anyways, back to Acri Arab. It is a 4090, 14900K, Enthu Elite 719, and a full water loop for the CPU. I don't water cool my graphics cards. What was the deal with the CGP-10C discontinue? They're still making it, but they killed it for a little while because they wanted to convert all their guns to optics cuts. So it's coming back. Undead, you have to go to bed now, so you have a nice day. Thank you, you as well. And if you're still up in 5 hours, I might still be here, so who knows? Come back for that. Monk, what's going on? Hello. Manual labor. PSA has been knocking it out of the park recently. Yep, they have been. No problem, Maki. Have I seen the Ruger Ready Dot? I've seen it. I have not done anything with it. Cole asks, why no gold play button? Because gold is for 1 million subscribers. I've only got 167,000. So I'm 63%, or I'm 14% of the way, or 17% of the way. So if you want to go ahead and hit subscribe, you can help me get there. Just get up there, hit the like, and then the subscribe. If you're coming in and you're dipping out, just hit the like on the way out. I'm trying to take all of Google's money, and the best way to do that is by having interaction with the channel. If you subscribe to me, that's awesome too. You can get all kinds of fun stuff if you become a member. So I'm just going to say that every hour or so. Hit the like! Sorry. Are you trying to make me do different freaking accents? You got weapons training tomorrow, but cannot fall asleep. Yeah, I have that problem too when I have to go do something. It's bad. You need to get some sleep so that your eyesight isn't all fooged up. Have I seen the new T-Sauce Mac 9 clone of the Prodigy? Bull Barrel uses a standard Mags MR cut on the frames, no stupid 140. Yes, I have seen that one, Richard. Yeah, the Military Armament Corporation, which is just the same thing as their TSOS duty. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good gun. But it's more expensive than the freaking TSOS, so I will just go with the TSOS duty. Top, how you doing? Tried out a Ruger Ready Dot and you hated it. Well, it's a good thing I've never played with one then. I guess I know not to. You've been hating the SIG Romeo. They're okay. I'm not a big fan of the Romeos, but they're okay. The Romeo 5 is fine. You have a 3070 and a Ryzen 57X. What do you think you should upgrade first? Also a big fan. Recommended you to all your friends. Thank you very much, Aki. That's a decent combo. What I need to know is, are you trying to game at a higher resolution, or are you trying to do like workloads? Because right now that combination is fine. You can do some 1440p gaming, no problem on that setup. So if you want to keep that, that's fine. If you want to step up to 4K, you're going to have to upgrade your GPU first. If you want to step up to like a 4080, 3090, whatever, then you might want to consider upgrading your CPU to like a 5800X 3D. That would allow you to take full advantage of one. Right now, if you upgrade your graphics card to anything in the 4070 or up series, you're going to actually run into a GPU or CPU limitation, because that CPU is not going to be fast enough to push enough frames for the GPU. Yeah, the Romeo Zero sucks. You still remember Milo against the fan? Yeah, that's why he's sitting far away from me right now. Yeah, I'm not very good with the Peter Griffin accent. It's kind of hard to do. That's funny. God damn it, Meg. I'm more of a Joe. Accent request, South Africa. I can't, I'd have to practice for like an hour before I could properly do a South African accent, because I don't do it very much. Richard, but the duty isn't double stacked. No, but they're coming out with one. The MAC is just the exact same thing as the TSOS one that's coming out. I think that's the Night Stalker, but it's the same gun. But they're doing one for TSOS as well. Remember me? I asked for wisdom last week. Hello, that kid. I remember the name. I give a lot of answers. Gaming higher res and trying to get competitive. Also, thank you. Yeah, then you're going to, I mean, if you get a 4070 or a 4080, the 5600X will probably be okay if you're staying at 1440p. But if you're trying to do high frame like 1080p, stick with the 3070 and upgrade your CPU. You'll actually see an improvement over the 5700X or 5600X. Why are you sleepy? Do a Ricky Berwick. I don't know who Ricky Berwick is. Do I have a pet bird? No, he doesn't. I don't know what's going on. Love the streams. Thank you, that kid. I tried to. Thank you. I'm going to call you kid. Cockatoo. Yeah, I've seen a cockatoo. Yeah, so good starter pistol set up in the $800 range. That's a lot of money for a starter pistol. You can get a lot of good stuff. If you want like just a gun, go with like a Rival S. If you want a good one that already comes with, if you want like to do a dot system, if you get a Foundation 920 from Shadow Systems, they're like $620, and that'll give you enough money to get like a good Swamp Fox or something. If you just want a good like steel gun, a good 226, if you get like a standard 226, you can get one in the 750 range. 1911s, your options are wide open in that price range. You can get a Springfield Garrison. You could get a Match 1911 from Rock Island. You could get the M&P 2.0 metal. They're like $850, but sometimes you can find them for under that on the shelf. So you got a little bit. Cole, you got a bird. Awesome. What's the best FPS game? The best first-person shooter game. It's kind of really for me to be objective and give you what I think is the best first-person shooter game, because I don't play a lot of fast-paced ones because of my nerve damage. I play a lot of like Sniper Elite and a lot of VR stuff like Half-Life Alyx and things like that, where I'm single-player going at my own like pace. That's why I like games like Fallout and Starfield, because it allows me to get into shootouts, but it also allows me to be a very independent player. What is better, Galil or AK? AK has the longer, better history, but Galil is pretty interesting. My favorite SIG. My favorite SIG would probably be my current SIG 226 Elite in stainless. I've had some bad experiences with some SIGs, like my 220 Legion would not shoot at the proper elevation no matter what we did. Mainly, it turns out because it had the wrong front sight on it, which can affect your accuracy. But right out of the box from the factory, it was shooting left and low. And no, it wasn't a trigger anticipation problem. I had a ranked competition shooter shoot the gun, and he couldn't put it on target because he yelled at me. My first shot was off the target, and he yelled at me, and I was able to muscle it over just by turning. But then I let him shoot the gun, and again, he's a ranked competition shooter shooting an all steel SIG 220, and he missed the target on his first shot. So yeah, it's another video where trolls, oh, well, maybe it's your fault. It's obviously your fault. It's user error. No. But I wouldn't say money is a problem. Diminishing returns, though. Do I have a Windows? I have Windows on my computer. If money wasn't a problem, what handgun would you buy? I've already had it. The DWX was a really nice shooting gun, but it wasn't optics ready. And for that particular gun, I wanted it to be optics ready because that's a gun that I would actually take out to 50 to 75 yards because the trigger is nice enough that you can maintain good control. The gun weighs enough that your time back on target is diminished. But the fact that it was iron sights only and they put a .0015 fiber optic in it, so they put a super thin fiber optic in it, but it still had a super wide front sight. It was not a good long distance shooter the way it was. So for a dual AR-15, would I rather have a red dot with a magnifier or a 1:6 LVPO? I would rather have what I have on mine, which is actually a 4-power ACSS reticle from Primary Arms. It's the Cyclops. It's a 4-power made for the AR-15 platform, and then I have 45-degree canted iron sights. Even with canted iron sights, I can hit it 250 yards with irons, so I don't need it. And then with the 4-power, hitting it 75 yards is super easy. So, but for you, I would say, again, it's going to depend on whether you want just like short range with some long range, or if you want the ability to go out to 6-power, because there's no red dot magnifier combo that's going to push you out to 6-power very easily, because most of the magnifiers, like the Romeo and Juliet, that's a 3-power magnifier. So I would probably say if you're going to do under 150 yards, go with the red dot with the magnifier. But if you're going to be routinely shooting past 150, 200 yards, then go with the LPVO. You have a feeling you go fishing, and if you do, have you gone ocean or lake fishing? I've never gone ocean fishing. I do want to, and my buddy Sam and I went fishing a couple of times last year. I lived in Minnesota, so I went fishing there a lot more, but since I moved to Virginia, I've only been twice, but we spent like an entire Saturday afternoon just driving around to different rivers and stuff and fishing, but I would like to go ocean fishing at some point. What do I think of the PIA? What's the PYA? Protect my ass? Thoughts on the new M&P 9? The M&P 2.0 is a good series. The M&P 9s are good. Hell, even Smith & Wesson's new SD9 seems to be actually a pretty nice handgun, so they're all definitely worth taking a look at. Everybody, it's LPVO. You're really tripping me up here because I keep trying to read it LVPO. It's low power variable optic, LPVO. Please stop. Now it's all going to be LVPO, and I just signed my own death warrant. I am sorry. You're throwing me off. It's like when the TFA comes after me for all my GNU hands. Canted with a hammer. Haha. What's the most expensive gun I have? I don't have like a most expensive gun. I mean, I have collectible style guns. I've never paid anywhere near what any of my guns are worth. I've got several guns in the couple $1,000 range, but I don't have anything much more than that. Minnesota, eh? Yeah, pretty much, don't you know? Thank you. LMNOP. Long minute night optic pistol. LMNOP. What's better, a Mac OS or Windows computer? That just depends on what you're trying to do with it. If all you want to do is log onto your computer and use it for standard apps and creative things like whatever Adobe After Cuts or whatever they use, or Apple's After Studio, whatever, then Mac. If you want to be able to fully customize your system and do all kinds of crazy stuff to it, PC. It would be impossible for me to rip open a Mac and do all this stuff to it because number one, the way the boards are designed in like the Mac Pro. Number one, this is faster than the $40,000 Mac Pro, by the way. But yeah, I prefer the Windows stuff just because it's easier to modify the systems, as well as the number of programs that are more compatible with Windows-based systems versus the Apple. Ever see any of Overton Windex's channel? Yes, he's actually messaged me a few times, and we've talked a few times about things. He's a very brutally honest man who has his beliefs, and he sticks by them. A lot of what he does is interesting to watch. I don't always 100% agree with the man, but that's the beauty of America. You can have differing opinions. He just tells it like he feels it. And good for him, man. Like I said, we've messaged back and forth a couple of times on a couple of my videos, and he's talked about things I've done and things that I've done with him, or he's done, and I've left him comments. So I did point out to him once that when you engage, my brain just stopped. Oh, when you pull the take up out of your trigger, like for a single action gun, he kept saying that when you pull the trigger to the wall, it makes the shot break lighter, which is not true in any form. So I did mention that to him because everybody makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. I make mistakes, but that's like the most glaring one I've ever seen him make. He said on a Glock, if you pull the slop out of the trigger, that it actually makes the trigger pull lighter when it does nothing of the sort. Taking the slop out does literally nothing but brings it to the wall. You got to pull through the wall every time you fire the gun anyways. But other than that, it's fun. Why 3 fans? If you mean on the graphics card, that's what they just build them with. You can get 4090s. I don't know if you can get a 4090 with 2 fans or not, but I also have 3, 6, 8 other fans in my computer. Do I have any experience in one or more of the trades? If you mean like construction, I did constructions when I was in my 20s. I was a mechanic, a body man, a painter, but I'm not like an electrician. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not like a welder by profession or even practice or hobby. So no, I did construction for a while though. Yeah, who Orville Redenbacher? Why Orville Redenbacher? Where Orville Redenbacher? I'm starting to lose my voice. You doing good? Sorry? Sorry. Would I rather fire a gun with an open sear bar or a gun with no safety? Well, if you've ever run around with the SIG P320, you're running around with the gun with no safety, and I've run around with the gun with no safety. So I guess that answers your question. I'd rather run one with no safety. Safety schmafety. I mean, look at DB. He's taken like 4 shots to the brain, and he's still able to type a bunch of red sirens from my drink. Michael says, hello, brother. How's it going? And to that I say, very well, thank you for asking. I hope you are doing well. What's the message that got held? I just want to see it. Yeah, I get that. Show me the message. Oh, well. Guess we won't be doing anything with that one. To all you morons that are coming in here just trying to ask stupid questions, YouTube is going to automatically block you. I have somebody from YouTube that watches these streams for some reason, and they're taking care of it. So keep being assholes. See what happens. You've got a functioning flintlock. Those are cool. Yeah, I saw he's gone. I don't really care. Show you the Carfax. Here's a fun one about Carfax. Carfax is not as accurate as they claim to be. Carfax can be manipulated, but it's better than the one that the auctions use. But yeah, Carfax is not as good as it used to be. Also, their price is astronomical, so I don't use them at all. But luckily, I have friends in the industry, so I just say, hey, can you run this for me? Because they haven't done company commercial Carfax accounts. Thoughts on FPS Russia? I really didn't get into guns until after he was already done, but Kyle seems like a cool dude. It sucks that he got pinched for what he got pinched for, especially since his state has legalized what he went to jail for. But yeah, just in general, crappy situation. But he's still interesting to watch. He's on the Painkiller Already PKA podcast every week, so I've watched them a little bit. You got him at the door walking in. Shoot you a VIN number. You got access. All right, I'm gonna call you on that one right now. As soon as I find the piece of paper that has my VIN number on it, I want you to look up my old Mustang. I'll send it over to you. Boom, 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 boom. Favorite American muscle cars from 75 and before. 1969 Dodge Charger, either with the 446 back or a 426 Hemi. That's my favorite one. Not now, you're at work. Okay, I'll email it to you. Been watching PKA for years now. Kyle is a fun guy. Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones that keeps it very interesting to watch. A couple of the other guys, the Woody, who used to be a competitive online e-gamer, he's interesting, but he's there to keep the content in a straight line and going. Kyle is there because he knows a lot of rando facts, kind of like me, but he's able to contribute in a lot of ways. And then the one dude in the bottom left corner, they always have a guest in the bottom right, but the other guy, he's kind of the yuckster, tries to make as many jokes as possible, but they're all interesting to watch. I've listened to a lot of their podcasts while playing games because it's something to do. See if this battery's charged. That's right. I multitask. Ooh, almost dropped it. Hey, it works! Ding! Here's a riddle. It can be easily picked up but not thrown. What is it? A baby. Back when I was in the police academy in the early 80s, an old head instructor said the best safety is the nut on the grip. This is my safety. Definitely sad, lost almost $500,000 in guns. Yeah, that's what he says, and he probably lost more than that when you consider that he lost his ability to make new videos for his channel. As far as I know, he still owns the rights to his channel. Yeah, I would have gotten there eventually, but I thought mine was funny. But yeah, he still owns the rights to his channel, and he still gets tens of millions of views a year, so he's still making money from that. But yeah, he lost a lot of guns, and he says that they were destroyed, which I do believe did happen. Do a magic trick with the Chimkin or something. With the Chikim? I don't know anybody named Chikim. Oh shit, I gotta do some of these tests. I'm thinking about that. Thanks for reminding me. After I'm done here, I have to go and do some online learning. Have I seen the guys from T-Rex Arms train a professional airsoft guy to shoot guns? Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, the Japanese kid, because in Japan they're not allowed to have real firearms, so he's actually a competitive airsoft shooter. And it was funny because as an airsoft shooter, you can go as fast as you want because you're obviously working with something that's airsoft and it's powered by the magazine. So he was overrunning the AR-15 because he was putting his new mag in and dropping the bolt before he got the mag fully seated because it doesn't really matter in an airsoft. But yeah, I saw that. That kid was amazing. He was able to just pick up and just start shooting immediately. Once he figured out how real recoil feels versus his airsoft, which are very close and accurate and good for dry firing, but there is a lot more recoil in a real gun versus an airsoft. Man forgot the password, or so he says. You talking about Kyle? That is possible. No, it's not hard to throw a booger, Mr. Mom. I've done it several times successfully onto my coworkers. They didn't really appreciate it, but it wasn't hard to throw. Bubba, what's more dangerous, airsoft or lawn darts? Lawn darts, by far. Airsoft, if you're talking about the 6mm plastic BBs, they run anywhere from 330 to 390 feet per second, and they are so light, they're 0.2 grams. On average, they have to be lighter to go faster, which actually defeats the purpose of them being able to penetrate anything. Most 6mm airsoft BBs will not penetrate clothing, and they can barely penetrate skin, whereas a lawn dart I almost killed my sister with when we were kids. Old farts driving. I'm an old fart. Watch your mouth, DB. Do you know I use cruise control and stay in the right lane? Oh, you're talking about then you're talking about a BB gun. Still, I'm going to go with lawn darts. Lawn darts will penetrate, depending on the throw, a lot deeper than a metal BB can. Yeah, a metal BB can be very painful, but a lawn dart fired at your head, somebody launches one at your head. A lawn dart can, I don't know what I'm saying. I can't say dart. Dart, 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 dart. Maybe I'm having a stroke. Is this side sinking a little low? But yeah, a lawn dart will penetrate your skull a lot easier than a 4.6 millimeter metal BB. Somebody on his management died in a weird situation, and it's like, yeah, no, it wasn't somebody on his management. It was the guy that helped him procure firearms. It was one of the guys that helped him get all the guns for his channel, and the guy was murdered in his own office. Dirt. Man, I love me some lawn darts. Oh my god. You're buying a Minimax airplane to fly. What's my thoughts? I was thinking about getting my actual air pilot's license this year. I've been thinking about it. Go to hell, Danny. Go to hell and take your LVPO with you. No, I won't ban you. I'll make it worse. I'll make you a goddamn mod. That'll teach you. But no, I actually went in high school. I was in an aviation magnet, so I went to school, and we got to go to the airport every day, and I got to see, torn down engines and things like that, and I got flight time out of it. I just never pursued it again, and I can't think of anything better than a person with degenerative nerve damage and no feet flying an airplane. So I can't wait. Everybody else can. I can't. Because as long as I can pass a health exam, good freaking luck, you can fly while you're disabled. There's that girl that flies with no arms. Ultralights don't need a license. That's true, and neither do home-built helicopters. But I'd still want to actually take an actual class because I want to get dual engine rated and instrument rated. Yeah, because it's been like 26 years since I've flown actually at the controls of an airplane, so I know avionics have come a long way. I mean, back then I used to have to hold a stick out the window divining for water so I knew which way we were flying, which really sucks in the state of Minnesota because there's 10,000 lakes. Actually, there's like 14,000 because many of them are man-made. So it was really hard to fly over bodies of water because the stick kept pulling the plane down. Really weird. Point Break was a cool movie. What is wrong with my brain? I am not saying any words right. I have a bad headache right now, and it's affecting my... Yeah, and they still called her a pilot. Can you believe it? It's okay, though. She can only fly planes that have kitchens in them. I will now fear coconut crabs. They ate your grandma. Bermuda Triangle is what I called my last girlfriend. Anything that got near her triangle disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Be it my wallet, my pride, my dignity, my self-worth. My penis. TP9 Elite. You like the price of $500, but still thinking about a Glock? Question mark. The TP9 Elite. That's a good price for that actually. But you can also get guns like the. I think the Meta Pro. I'm gonna give you a few options here. You can get the SFX for $5 1/4, which is the 5.25 inch barrel. If you want to go with the 4.4 inch, you can get the Meta SFT. For $475. Where's the Pro? I was looking at the Pro the other day. Oh, they've got the Miami Night and Day ones back out. Oh no, it's $600 for the Pro, but you basically get the rival for $100 less. After 9 years of being with your wife, you know why you've never bought her a watch? Because there's a clock on the stove. Oof, oof. Yeah, $600 you get a threaded barrel one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Other threaded barrel ones, you've got the you can buy the barrel for $130 though. Don't fly your plane in her triangle. Haha. And a donut with no hole is a Danish. No. Yeah, but a Danish with no cheese is flatbread. Do I ride a motorcycle or drive a motorcycle? No, I am not capable of riding a motorcycle. Number one, my hands have been broken so many times that I don't have good control of them as it is, so I have arthritis. I know that this is the clutch hand, this is the throttle hand. However, I still don't have feet, which would make handling, shifting, and brakes a bit of an issue because one foot, I believe the right foot on most motorcycles does the rear brake, hand does the front brake, and then with the throttle and shit, no, I wouldn't be able to do it. Okay, things are jumping all over the place. Can a pillow really be used as a suppressor? Not really. I mean, it would have to be a super thick one. Like this pillow might muffle it a little bit because you can hear it can block some sound. However, you have the escaping gases coming out at the speed of sound. So yeah, it does make it quieter, but you're not talking suppressor quiet. I believe Demo Ranch tried that with a bunch of pillows, and it does decrease the sound rapport because it is creating a barrier that actually stops the sound immediately, but it's not enough to be a real suppressor. Read that again, motorcycle. I said motorcycle. And you can drive a motorcycle. You can drive a boat. Just once like an oil filter, allegedly. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You guys remember when Mr. Guns and Gears was promoting an oil filter suppressor and he got away with it? Yeah, threads right onto my gun. Remember that ad? Always makes me wonder why he got his channel in trouble so many times. Yeah, the solvent traps. Oh, looks like it bolts right on. Oh, freaking idiot. That is a case of somebody wanting the dollars and not caring what he was saying. He did a video for an ad for a solvent trap to screw onto the end of your gun. Now, I'm going to weigh in on this. I believe suppressors should be just walk in, buy it, walk out, 100% legal because it's nothing but a firearms accessory. Number two, murderers are going to murder regardless of what they're using. So, quite frankly, I would rather them all use suppressors so I can get some more sleep. Your gun isn't gunning. You took it apart and it won't go back to killing. See, that's the problem. You got to leave it unattended in a local area. You have to take it to a gathering of some sort, and then it will just go off on its own. If you're stuck on an island and you can only have 5 things, can't be something that gets you off the island, what would you have? I would have this computer. I would have a solar array, which is technically only one thing. I would have a massive bank of batteries, such as they use for like wind farms. I would have all the red drink I could drink. And Kate Beckinsale. Because according to you people in the comments, women are property. So, hippity hoppity, she's my property. And it's not her fault that she's there. It's not my fault either. You said I could have 5 things. Yeah. Hurts. Howdy. Hello, Cherokee Gunslinger. How are you? Jacob, hi. The suppressor laws were made by politicians who got their knowledge from movies and TVs. That's actually not true, Lobster. Suppressor laws were put into place in the NFA Act of 1963. So, no, they were not actually used in film or television at that time. They were put in place because, actually, they were put in place by forward-thinking lawmakers. Because at the time when suppressors were first introduced, the tax was $200, just like it is today. They did that because the cost of a suppressor was $3 on average. So they made it nearly 100 times more expensive to not outlaw the suppressor outright, but make it financially unreasonable for anybody to purchase them. However, somebody wrote into that bill that it would become what's called a legacy tax. It's kind of like when you have a rent-controlled apartment in New York City because you have generations of family living there. So the reason why a tax stamp is only $200 in 2024 is because somebody way back then actually created the tax stamp or created the legacy part of the tax stamp law. So otherwise the FTA, the 3-letter buddies of ours, the ATF, dog shooting mother fathers, would love to charge $10,000 for a tax stamp, but they can't because they'd be violating law, which they do on a regular basis when they come out with laws because they're a lawmaking entity, as we all know. Yeah, because ATF on the end of it has Congress. It's written in super small letters. It says a division of Congress. And on the other side of it says a division of Umbrella Corp. Let's see. Am I an alien?
Little bit.
100% agree with you. I'm on the budget. That's why I'm looking at the Canic for the suppressor. Yeah, there you go, dude. Olivia, I am pretty. Oh, shucks, you're such a nice lady. In parts of Europe, suppressors are required for hunting due to noise pollution. Granted, getting a gun over there is insanely hard. Yeah, I've actually read that before. Doing great. How about me? Great, thank you. Tax law money, you mean no poop? Yeah, you can say no shit, I don't care. Shit is a word you can say on network television, so that's fine. Just don't go overboard with it. Plus, you're one of my mods. Set a better example, fool! Also, everybody coming in and leaving, just like it on your way out. I'm trying to take Google's money. Help me stick it to Google by making them give me their money. I've got a YouTube Google moderator in here that's watching the stream who's too afraid to talk because he's like my NSA guy. So one of you guys, just make sure that you hit the like on your way out. Even if you don't care and you're not hanging around for the stream, I want Google's money. I don't care about yours. You can give me money if you want, but I want Google's. Give me the Google money. Everybody has to hit like so that Google can give me their money. Also, you need to subscribe so Google gives me their money. Yeah. Take Google. Google! Name 3 guns banned by the Geneva Convention. It's a good question. I don't know. I know that you can't have a tri-blade knife, though. Bayonet. Is the movie Salt actually good, or are you just distracted by Angelina Jolie's sex? Yeah, I don't find her that attractive, but yeah, it was actually pretty good. If you actually go back and read all this stuff about it, Tom Cruise was supposed to be Salt, but he was doing his Mission Impossibles. Wait, the AFT don't violate the laws. You have a feeling that I like guns. Since I'm not actually holding them, let me show you something. Those are the guns I'm working on today. Say hello to a couch full of guns. Yay! Hey, YouTube NSA guy, I'm not touching them, so you can't say shit. Also, yeah, I'm very tired, so I look a little bit extra alien-y today.
Now I look like Gilbert Godfrey.
Why unpointing? Why am I unpointing at ceiling? Because I was showing some guns, okay? It's the only way we can get away with it. Broski! Dudeski! What's up, ski? Now we're getting Polish. You have a feeling that I carry a Glock 43. You'd be wrong about that, my good friend. I own Glocks because you have to own Glocks if you own guns, but they are literally the last gun in the world I would ever pick to carry. Can you have one, please? If you go down to your local FFL, I'm sure they'll be happy to conduct a 4473, a state background check, and help you out the door with your firearm, unless you live in a state with a 7-day waiting period. If you do, I do apologize. Hopefully one day you'll move to the United States. How's it going? What's tonight's theme? It's basically more randomness coded in a lightly veiled thing where we were talking about the Kansas City shooting where only one person died, yet they're still calling it a mass shooting. Walls! Probably use your Italian leather couch in your videos. Yeah, you are from Miami, leather couch boy. What's my EDC? 1911. Currently, it's a Mitchell Mauser's 1911 chambered in 45 ACP. It's the full 5-inch gun. I love big ones. Can I have a gun? No, you cannot unless you go to an FFL and buy one. We do not give away guns. If you can go to any country, where would I go? Right now, I would probably go over to Great Britain, but go over to England. I lived in Germany for a year when my dad was in the military, but I was 11 turning 12, so I really didn't have the opportunity to go anywhere. We went like on school trips, and my dad drove us around, and we actually got to camp in the German woods and explore German caves, which was kind of cool. But yeah, unfortunately, I never got a chance to really travel around Europe, so I do want to go back and visit Great Britain. I'd love to drive. I don't have my Mustang anymore, but I probably take like the Scat Pack Challenger onto the unrestricted Autobahn and see how fast I can go without shitting myself. Unfortunately for you, it's a 10-day waiting period. I am so sorry, Eamon. California has a 10-day waiting period. Sucks. Like I said, someday you'll move to a real country. Mike, I totally agree. You have a pink Daisy BB gun. We sold a lot of those for Christmas, actually. They're pretty fun. Thankfully, we don't have a waiting period in Ohio. Yeah, you'll also notice you have the lowest number of school shootings. You know why? Because they advertise that their teachers are armed. Weird. When everybody knows that people in a certain place are armed, there's less gun violence there. Weird. You have a sweet Nerf gun? Nothing wrong with that, man. I have airsoft guns, and I don't have a Nerf gun. I should get. I was thinking about it. I went to a couple of online auctions, and I almost bought like a couple of Nerf gun collections. There's plenty of guys on YouTube that have those. You're going to subscribe to me. Thank you, Great Pug. Just make sure to like it because I want all of YouTube's money. I want Google's money, and I know that my YouTube rep is watching this right now. So, mother, father, give me your money. So subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it helps the channel. Or give me money and then subscribe and like. That would be like a triple whammy. Thank you, Mamie. The 19 looks. Yes, the 1911 definitely looks a lot better than a Glock. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Nein. I didn't learn any because I lived on an American base, and the only time I talked to a German guy was our bus driver. So I could just say your regular greetings. Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, was ist los, nix ist los. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do the forest know it was German? Yeah, the forest knew it was German. In Texas, you can legally own a tank, by the way. You can own a tank in most states. You just can't have an active cannon. Thoughts on the Ultra Dot Pan 4? Don't know what that is. I'll have to check it out. Ariana, pass. Cool. I'm going to pass on you then. I was going to smash you, but I guess I'll pass on you. We had one in Chardon in 2012. Cool. Ribbit, what's going on, my man? Like the video. Have I thought about making an OnlyFans account and just doing firearm ASMR? That would be an interesting to do. One of my buddies keeps on trying to convince me to join OnlyFeet, and since I don't have any toes, that I should give people a 90% discount. The Google Gestapo really bothers you. Yeah, it's kind of suck. Even Maryland doesn't have a wait period. That is not true. Maryland has a 7-day wait period for handguns. They do not have a wait period for long guns. My friend lives in Hagerstown. I've sold him many firearms. You have to do an FFL transfer, and it's a 7-day wait period. Only nubs, only stumps to a Chinese impression. You were in my last stream. You changed your name. What were you in the last stream, son? I don't do very good Chinese impression. I can do like a generalized Asian impression, just kind of thinking about my mother, how she would say things like Jiro, that more Korean, but not really, Chinese. Makes sense, only long guns. Yep. School shooting in Charlton, Ohio. Jimmini. Cool. That was in 2012. They announced the Teachers with Guns project, I think in 2014 or 2015. Thoughts on MP443 Grok? I don't know what that is. Give me a second. Fact that I don't know what it is means I don't have an opinion yet. Pistola Yargina, following traditional Russian naming. Definitely interesting looking. It was built until 2000. It's still in service in Russia. Shot the 9x19, so it wasn't using Makarov or anything. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of got Beretta-esque looks to it, kind of Grand Power Strybog kind of looks to it. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I've never messed with one, but it looks kind of cool. The ATF found you, so you changed your name. Bruh, your Asian cards need to be revoked for that lackluster impression attempt. Yeah, if I practice for a long time on doing an accent, it comes out a lot better. It's the way most impressionists actually practice for hours a day when they're just talking to themselves. I don't do that. Define M1 grease gun. An M1 grease gun? It does that every now and then because I moved the camera. I do apologize. It's the bandwidth issue too. Yeah, there's some static in the background. I do apologize. The beginning of the Ohio armed teacher effort was about 2015, but it wasn't legally possible to arm teachers until 2023. No teacher was going to be able to do peace officer training in 2015 and 2022. Are you basic for only liking AR? You've never liked shotguns or SMGs? No, actually, I get a lot of flack from people, especially at the store when I'm working, because they'll ask me my opinion on long guns, and I'm not a long gun guy. I have them because you have to have them. But in a situation, I will always go with a handgun. In fact, I played all the way through a couple of Call of Duties using only handguns. And I play Fallout only using handguns. And I play Starfield only using handguns. I'm a handgun guy through and through. If I could take a handgun and accurately shoot out at 300 yards, I would only use handguns. No, your speakers aren't fried. Everything is fine. Everything sounds normal to me. I don't know what you're talking about. Everything sounds good on this end. Peace officer training in Ohio. 800 hours for context. 26-week training period. Holy shit. Can you shoot fish with a gun, and is that how you hunt them? No, it's a myth that when you shoot a bullet into the water that it will go for yards, feet, meters, etc. Depending on the weight of the bullet. Mythbusters did a test that below like 6 feet, you're completely safe from even a 50 cal. So yeah, no, you can't shoot fish with the gun. You can try to. Obviously, you would want a smaller round, like a 5.7 by 28 or something. But no, as soon as you hit the water with any kind of mass that's traveling at that speed, it's just going to disintegrate itself. Nice computer. It's cool. Looks better than your dad's. My computer's dad can beat up your computer's dad. Handgun reloads are more satisfying than any other gun reloads, in your opinion? I've never really shot too many reloads, so I don't have a good basis of judgment. What's my favorite Russian gun? Well, technically the Tokarev TT-33 has its like history in the Eastern Bloc kind of a thing, even though it's technically not Russian, but that would be like my favorite block gun. The AK-47 is, it's iconic. The Makarov is cool, but I'd want the DP. Yes, I know I said that, but the double pistol or the double barrel or the double stack one. So no bullets don't go into water. Yep. Water is almost Newtonian when it comes to high speed impacts, because the large area of the bullet breaking the surface tension of the water creates a little mini wall, because water is so dense that, unlike pushing through snow and things, as soon as you try to push water down, it doesn't compress nearly as well as air. Yeah, anybody that belly flops knows that. You're dead right. The hot redhead chick, Carrie Byron, and yes, she was, although she does a lot of stupid stuff these days. So teachers in Ohio can now carry after a 24-hour course. Yeah, that's more reasonable. And yeah, that's the best thing. What's the best gun that I suggest for a newbie? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to say it. The best gun, if you in terms of reliability, get a Glock. If you want something that isn't boring and cliche, get something like a Canik. Canik, in my opinion, is almost as reliable as a Glock and has a much better trigger, and they're less money. You can go with the Smith & Wesson M&P if you want something that's comparable to the Glock in terms of quality and reliability history. You can go with a Taurus G2C, G3C if you just want something that's like a Glock but half the price. But yeah, if you're going to do that, just go with the Glock. Okay, Lobster, we'll see you later. Would a bayonet work on a pistol? I mean, you can mount one-to-one, but it would be difficult because you'd have to get some kind of like pick rail accessory to put the locking lug for the lug for the bayonet on. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to have one-on-one because handguns, they're not really. It's not like in Equilibrium where you have like gun kata and you can swing your guns around super fast and do all this fun stuff with it. If you put blades on the end of your gun, it's going to be very awkward. And trying to stab somebody like this is more difficult than having a bayonet on the end of something that you're already holding out. So keep that in mind. If you have a bayonet on the end of your handgun, you have to like twist your hand in order to stab somebody with it. Now, me, being knife averse like I am, would probably find a way to stab myself with my own gun. I wouldn't get an AD into myself, but I would find a way to stab myself. They make Glock bayonets. He has two. Listen to DB. He's in Florida. He also does bath salts and has an Italian couch in Florida where it's hot. He has an Italian leather couch in Florida where it's hot. Do you know how much of his ass has stuck to that couch? DB, I'm never coming over to your house. Sorry. Metal frame handguns are more useful when you run out of ammo. You still got a hammer. Ha ha ha. Yeah. But here's the thing. You're going to be more accurate with a metal handgun, so chances are you're not going to need as many rounds. You can have spray and pray, or you can just, hit your damn target. Can I put a katana on a tank and call it a bayonet? You can put whatever you want on a tank and call it whatever you want because it's on a goddamn tank. Who's going to stop you? Ask Keymeyer. How do you rate Ruger SR9 or EC9? Well, EC9 is different from SR9. I almost bought an SR9 as my first gun. I've had them. They're decent, but it's old tech that's kind of outdated. The EC9 is too small, in my opinion. Reliability, Glock. Ergonomics, Walter PDP, debatable. Simplicity, Smith & Wesson M&P, again, debatable, because the way you have to take down an M&P. Now, the M&P 2.0 got better, but in M&P 1.0, you have to reach into the freaking ejection port and push down a lever to take it apart. The ergonomics on the grip are decent on the PDP. I would suggest the PDP-F is better ergonomically, but it has the Lego slide that I just can't get over. Had fun tonight. Got to go do a whiskey tube. All right, Mr. Mom, you have a great time. Thank you for stopping in. Don't forget to like it and hit subscribe so that I get YouTube's money. AC is a thing, duh. Not if you're Thomas Edison. Or just wombo combo with the stab and shoot. Oh no, not the blade conversation again. And I hope you don't get a timeout. No, you're fine for now. Every red dot site in a game is the ultra.lv. Look it up and let me know what. Okay. LMNLP, what's more deadly, lawn darts or a baby with a gun? The owner that either willingly buys lawn darts or gives their baby a gun. But I would still say the baby, because the lawn dart, you have to willingly throw that hard enough to hurt somebody. When I say M&P, you mean the 2.0, the 1.0 is worth chucking in the trash. Nah, I like the 1.0's integrated beaver tail better than the 2.0, but the 2.0 is a little bit better. Thumbs, money. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Now, back to what I was looking at. You guys are distracting me long enough, and you're making me sad. Oh, did I say my inside thoughts out? Hunting. How you doing? Welcome back. Welcome to another one. I feel like you're just a dad disappointed in your child when answering our questions. No, that's not true. I'm not disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in your question. It's not what you did, it's why you did it and who you did it to. Also, if you get her pregnant, I expect you to marry her before midnight. Do I own a 350 Legend? I do not. Is it blasphemy to put resorts... Is it blasphemy to put resorts on 1911s? To put resorts? Oh, red dots? No. If you have one that's cut for it and you want to use one, go for it. I don't care. Oh, they're doing a black and white SFX meta now. Interesting. 2.0 is where the M&P started to shine. The hidden gem is the M&P Compact 3.6. It occupies a unique niche. Compact handgun with an under 4-inch barrel. Yeah, it's not bad. What are my thoughts on 9/11? There aren't really thoughts to be had. It was a bullshit thing that was perpetrated by assholes, and it led to a fundamental change in the way we exist and our economic ways of life. And 9/11 was stupid. If you have a problem with somebody, personally take it up with somebody. So if you're a freaking coward and you just decide to kill thousands and thousands of people, then you deserve to burn in hell. Put a 20 times zoom scope on an MG42. We'll do you a better one. I put a 25 power on a Ruger 1022. That was fun to shoot. Saw a killer Subaru Outback 2024 model today, dark blue and black with a small lift. Yep, you're from Florida. You enjoying Florida? Florida's doing good for you, Florida man. Florida. He's got a leather couch and he wants to buy a Subaru. That's the name of your live stream, Leather Couches and Subarus. I want royalty money, DB. I get royalty money for these. I want royalty money. You better send me a check. Can a 50 BMG penetrate tank armor? Not typically. It's a 350 grain to 600 grain bullet that is traveling around 3,000 feet per second, but it usually takes things like a depleted uranium 20 millimeter shell to go through a tank's armor. Now, if you're talking about a Russian tank, possibly. Even an armor-penetrating one is not going to go through the side of of a good tank. Now, if the 50 PMG will probably poke a hole in like an APC, an armored personnel carrier, and could probably punch through the door of an up armored Humvee if it was a black tip. But I don't see one really being able to do anything to a tank. Do I know much about Savage? You've got an old 22 pump action that was your great grandmother, supposedly. I know a little bit about Savage because I have to do research whenever people bring them in to sell them. They've been around for a long ass time. I don't know too much about some of the old ones. You give me charge. I would counter that I have to deal with your 2-word sentences. Having good security is priceless. No, I think you mean worthless. Bob. Hello, Bob. You're talking about a German tank. You know what? Let's settle this the old-fashioned way. How much can a standard 50 BMG go through? My NSA getting a lot of me. When fired out of a M2 machine gun, the round can penetrate up to 3/4 of an inch of steel armor at 1,500 yards. And that was using the Sabode light armor penetrators, the slap rounds. And slap rounds are more powerful than a standard 50 BMG. So, yeah, I don't even think it would penetrate a German tank because you also got to remember they had the M2, the Mod Deuce in World War II, and they really weren't effective against tanks. They were able to take explosions directly underneath them. So I'm going to say no. I don't even think it'll go through a German tank. Back again. Dun, 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 dun. Have I any big funds? Any big guns? Not really. Again, I'm not a long gun guy, so I have no reason to own a lot of big caliber guns. I've got your standard calibers. I don't want to draw Elmer Fudd at noon again, DB. I did it the other day, and it was very annoying. Have I ever heard of Marlin's patented microgroove rifling style? You got a couple Marlins, but I don't know if it's any more or less accurate, honestly. Honestly, it's not because your rifling style inside your barrel isn't as important as your twist rate over length. So what we can do, you stole the Camaro. You are such a dirty little fella there. You should change your name like Bob the Fed or what Brady the Fed did. But here's a little breakdown for those of you that want to know what twist rate is. So you have a AR-15. We'll use that for example because the 3 most common are 1 to 7, 1 to 8, and 1 to 9 twist. What that indicates is for every inch of the barrel, for every twist, every rotation of the round, you have to travel a certain number of inches down the barrel. So you get 1 full rotation for every 7 inches, 8 inches, or 9 inches. So 1 is the number of rotations. The second number is per inch of the barrel. So you have to go 7 inches in a standard AR before you get 1 full twist of the round. So it doesn't matter if you have micro grooving, macro grooving, steel grooving, if you're carving freaking, carving the brass as it's traveling down the barrel. If it doesn't spin fast enough, you lose accuracy. That's why a 5-inch AR-15 will keyhole at 20 yards, but a 20-inch AR-15 Studing standard 5.56 can hit a target at 450 yards with no problem because you got 20-inch of a 1.7, so you have nearly 3 rotations before it leaves the barrel. It's like the spiral on a football. You see a good quarterback throw a spiral, he can throw it 45 yards. You see a bad spiral, they throw it 10 yards and it wobbles like a son of a bitch. So there's twist rate explained for you. Blowing up a tank from the bottom is just underfloor heating. Not weird. Jeremiah, that's fine. If you missed it, you missed it. I appreciate you coming and checking it out when you have time. Thank you. What's my thoughts on Gordon Ramsay's cooking? I don't think I'd ever actually want to eat his food because he's a pretentious prick and I'd have to listen to him cooking it. Hello there, Mr. Fabfest. Welcome back. How you doing? That's why bullpup is good. What do you mean, Bob? Why is a bullpup good? You mean just because the overall package being shorter? There's a lot of sacrifices you make, though. Number one, you typically have an ejection port right next to your ear or your head. And depending on which way you shoot, if you're a lefty shooting left and you have a bullpup, typically it's going to hit you in the chest. Number two, the magazine is in an awkward position. And number three, Historically, bullpup rifles have a horrendous trigger. I've never seen one with a good one. What car do I drive? I normally drive a Hemi-powered Dodge Durango. I like Dodge Durangos. Do you think you didn't answer your question on Ken Hackathorn a few minutes ago? No, I didn't see it. Retype it, please. If you can make any gun, what would you like? Probably just be a super high quality 1911. Longer barrel, better penetration. Again, not always true. Longer barrel does help to a point. You can get to a point. 20 inches is about the max you want to go for a 5.56. If you're going much longer than that, you're not going to see any benefits from that. But yes, slightly longer barrels allow for longer dwell time or longer acceleration period before the gas behind the barrel is bullet is no longer pushing it out of the barrel. So yes, technically a longer barrel will allow for higher speeds, but in terms of penetration, I don't know. The distance to your target coupled with the barrel can be a mitigating factor too, because there are some guns that if the barrel's really long and your distance to your target is really long, yeah, it does spin up faster, but it still loses velocity over distance. So you can have better penetration on some smaller calibers and shorter barrels up close than you can long distance. What are my thoughts on the Ruger 3701 9mm? Because you went to the store earlier and it got your attention. I don't know what that is. Give me a second. 50 cal pistols. I had a Desert Eagle 50 cal. It was just a kind of a, hey, this is interesting. I own one. Now what? I took it out to the range. I let my buddies shoot it. They wasted my money by mag dumping the damn thing, and I sold it like the next week. So it's fun. It's 2 a.m., but you're too scared to go to sleep because you found out blue-eyed people have a 5-time higher chance of sleep paralysis. What's that wrench on the name tag? That is a mod for the channel. They are people that have been here pretty much every stream, and they're people that I trust to stop people from being offensive, racist, or just in general plain dumbasses. And I basically have them watch the stream while they're interacting with people because they can find things I missed. When I do it on the phone, I don't see it on my live replay that I'm watching on my screen for the comments. So they catch the, excuse me, that I miss. So, why am I not seeing the 3701? Is that you're talking about the 380 pistol? Can't be the 380 pistol, is it? I typed in 3701. Well, I don't like 380s and I don't like small guns, so that's going to be my feelings on that, Fab Fest. Best revolvers, chambered in 357. GP100, better than most of the rest. Colt Anaconda, Dan Wesson. I'm going down the line. Taurus 627 Tracker. Taurus Raging Hunter in 357. Probably would even say an EAA Witness, or excuse me, an EAA Windicator revolver. Like a 4-inch one would be a good option for a 357 revolver. Yes, Cherokee. I did watch the Wilson Combat video where Ken Hackathorn said that weapon lights and red dots are overrated. Here's the thing. For self-defense in the moment, outside in the public situation, a weapon-mounted light has been involved, I believe, in less than 7% of cases, even though weapon lights have been purported to be the best thing for the 10, 15 years. So in all the cases that have happened in whatever number of years, there have been very few cases where they've been used. Red dots are similarly not used in self-defense shooting. 90% of the video you watch when dudes get into self-defense shooting, they're point shooting, which is where Ken Hackathorn is coming from. And I kind of agree to a point because I've done 95% of my training as a shooter in self-defense. So 3, 5, 7, 10 yards is my normal practice ranges. So I'll start up close and work my way back, and then I'll go 25, 30, 40, 50 yards just for fun. And up to probably 12 to 15 yards, I don't need a dot. I don't even need a front sight. So in a sense, I do understand why he's saying that it's overrated. It's overrated for a carry gun because you're just adding a complicated thing. And the vast majority of people, the vast majority, and I know this from working in a gun store for half a decade, as well as knowing a lot of teachers, the vast majority of people that buy guns for EDC, especially if they CCW and they take the concealed carry class, almost never practice with the frequency that is necessary to become adequate with a red dot in a panic situation. So what I mean is by the time they pull it up and they're looking for their dot, because they don't go and shoot thousands of rounds a year with it, they shoot a box every few months. So they'll take 3 mags out and shoot 3 mags, and then that's it. They'll put the gun away for the rest of the year. Then yeah, it's overrated and useless. You need to learn to point shoot before you learn to red dot. What do I think of the Kimber KDS 9C rail, and what red dot would I get for it? Hollow Suns are my typical go-to for a red dot. Swamp Fox is my next one because I like the budget stuff, but the red dot is pretty good. The gun is fine. It's basically a copy of Wilson Combat's EDC X9 or EDC 9 or whatever they're calling their gun, because they eliminated the grip safety, and it's, you know, it's basically the same gun. You sound sick. Did my friend gave me COVID? No, I'm recovering from bronchitis from a couple of weeks ago, and my lungs are not recovering because I also have nerve damage and all kinds of stuff. I seem sad today. Am I good? No, I'm just very tired. I have a really bad headache today. I almost didn't go live. I was laying down up until about 7 minutes before the stream. I had to hop up and do everything. Have I seen American Dad? Yeah, I'm not terribly a fan of it. It's kind of an extreme. You use the weapon light and aim down your sights during your DGU. Well, I mean, that's cool. If you practice and you learn to run your system the way you're supposed to, they're fine. But like I said, yes, I can see you, Devil. I'm sorry, I'm not acknowledging it. You didn't miss anything, really. But like I said, the vast majority of people do not practice with their carry guns enough. And most people, literally, I've known people. I had a guy come in and he brought his PT 111 Millennium, which is a precursor to the G2C, and he had the same rounds in it. They were his self-defense rounds that he bought 26 years ago. He put into the gun and never fired the gun, yet he carried it every day. It was full of his skin. I made a short about it. And then when I emptied the gun, he asked me for the ammo because he wanted to put it in another gun, and I had to tell him no because the rounds had gotten moist. They were corroded. So I wouldn't let him have the ammo back because it wasn't safe to fire. There are more people like that out there that are carrying guns right now than people like you that train. So Cherokee, the fact that you train, that's awesome. Dude, awesome, good. That's what you need to do. I'm lacking in my training because of my legs lately, but when I was at the gun store every day, I used to go to the range like 2-3 times a week, and then we just do self-defense training, a couple of 100 rounds, 3-4 times a week, practice 3, 5, 10, 7, 10 yards. And I don't believe in the 21-foot rule. I believe in as fast as I can draw my gun, I'm shooting your ass. But yeah, if you practice, absolutely run whatever the hell you want on it, as long as you practice to make yourself efficient in it. Arnold, thanks. What? Am I a good sniper or marksman? I am pretty decent at long range with iron sights. I'm okay with optics. I've never done like 1,000, 1,500 yard shooting, but out to like 300 yards, I'm fairly accurate with a rifle. Can't say that I've never taken a class. I've never taken a competition. I've never been graded on my shooting ability. But I did keyhole three rounds of 30-30 through the side of my Beretta clone when it pissed me off from 100 yards with no issues. So I'm pretty accurate. Fatfest, are you a mod? Yeah, I made him a mod because he was the only one here for 6 hours. My thoughts on 40 Smith & Wesson, and why aren't wearing the brown hat, as I said earlier. Yeah, I know. My buddy has my Durango because he's moving house right now, and the brown hat is in the backseat of my Durango. And I wasn't going to wear his hat because his hat sucks. Also, he has a much fatter head than I do, so I'm not going to wear his hat. Hi, Daniel, if you're watching this. He might be. Your hat's fed. Your head's fat. If you're coming in and dipping out, like it as you go out, I want Google's money. I'm going to keep saying that when I see a bunch of people run in. Anyways, my thoughts on 40 cal. It's fine. If it wasn't touted as better than another caliber, it would stand on its own. But everybody likes to say it's way better than 9, even though it's way inferior to 10, which is its parent cartridge. When you start saying a round is better than another round, you lose me. Because every round has its own merit. Every round does. Even 25 ACP. If you just want to piss off a guy, carry a 25 ACP. But 40 cal is good as long as you're not... you're learning, Fat Fest. You'll be all right. But 40 cal is decent. I'm trying to buy that CZ40P or 40B that I cleaned for a guy. My audio is very distorted a bit. It doesn't sound distorted to me. It doesn't sound distorted. I'm hearing a little bit of static, but that could just be because I'm doing this over Wi-Fi, and I'm in a area where who knows, maybe the signal's not going up very strong. But I've got a full 7 bars, and I'm on Wi-Fi 6, so I don't understand why it's getting staticky. It could just be because I keep moving the camera back by my monitor. I don't know if there's some kind of ESD discharge that's going on. He said discharge. Luca says my voice is nice to listen to. Well, thank you. Again, I don't know why they're static. It could be because the phone's plugged in, maybe the electrical signals. I'm going to try to unplug it for a while and see what happens. But if my battery drops too low, I'll plug it back in. Hold on, I'm going to put in my headphones. That way I can hear what I'm saying without it reverbing. Am I a supporter of Meal Team 6? I don't really have an answer for that. Is that a parody thing, or if you're asking if I'm a supporter of SEAL Team 6? I don't really have an answer for that either. DB is pedantic and correct. Revolvers are technically handguns. Let's see what happens if I move it closer. Does that help? Is that making it any better? No, it's not. It's making it worse. What the hell, people? What are you doing to me? Maybe if I turn it up. No, that's not helping. Hey, asshole, stop staticking. Huh, that's weird. You know, none of you ever said this to me before, and now it's actually going to drive me nuts. Holy shit. Let's see what happens when it's over here. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Holy shit. Is it time? Let me try this. I'm going to take it out of the case. Are you better yet? Stop moving. Gotta take off my jacket. I'm getting warm now. Hold on a second. Let me refresh the page, see if it's a... Was it this bad last time? It only seems to be when I'm speaking. So maybe if I speak like this. Milo is right there. It seems to be the way my mic is picking up the audio. So it's not that good, man. I can still hear the static. All right, well, let's see what happens here. I might have to go back to streaming with OBS if this keeps up. Now it's driving me nuts. The CPU is an i9-14900K. It's been static the whole time. Jesus. I ate all the peanut butter. That does not make sense. Yeah, hang on one second, okay? I'm going to stop it, and then I don't know how to stop it. Do it. If I stop it, then it's going to stop. What's my thoughts on the Maxim machine gun? Don't really have one. I'm not a long gun guy. I think it's my phone or something, but hold on a second. Problem is, because of the way I'm doing it, I can't stop it and just restart it. That'll throw everybody off. Well, we'll leave it for now. I do apologize that we're having a bit of an audio issue. I'll have to do a private video later and see if there's anything I can adjust. What's my RAM? It's just G-Skill DDR5 stuff. Ripjaws 5, I guess. Yeah, Cherokee, I'm using a phone. I'm not using my computer to stream. That's why it's actually populating like on shorts and stuff. So yeah, it has nothing to do with my computer. Can I use Legos for a puckle gun? I guess you can. What are my thoughts on homemade guns? Because your friend of mine has made it and brought it to the range and he got banned. Well, in the United States of America, it is 100% legal to manufacture a firearm for private use. You are more than welcome to. In the eyes of the three-letter gods, you are perfectly fine in building a homemade firearm. Now, if you decide to sell the firearm, you have to do what is called a Form 1, which is a Class 3 item. So you have to get a serial number manufactured. You have to get a manufacturer serial number. You are the manufacturer in that case. And then you would attach it or drill it or stencil it into the gun itself, and then it would become a legal firearm that you could then sell. However, you cannot sell an unserialized handgun that you built. Yeah, devil, stop. Stop telling me about the static. You're causing me to have agita, and now I have to poop, and I have to hold it for 4 more hours. This is all your fault. Can I use gasoline in an old air freshener can for a flamethrower? You can do whatever you want, dude. Why do you get banned? Because the safety issues involved with homemade firearms, it's a little bit risky because the range officer doesn't know your qualifications as a gunsmith. For all they know, you just built an angry tube that's going to explode, and that could cause collateral damage and hurt people around you. So a lot of times they don't allow it. Email sent. Awesome. When he got banned, then we were in. Yeah, like I said, it becomes a safety issue, especially if it's a range that has range officers, which it would require to in order for you to get banned. You would need to be someplace like that. Shit. I can't check it on this computer because I need to use my phone to access it. Wait, are black powder weapons considered guns? I remember hearing somewhere that that's not even suggested. While they are technically a gun in the functionality of the case, black powder is not a firearm. They do not require a background check to own. That's why you can hunt with black powder rifles up to 50 caliber, and you can own a black powder musket if you want. There's also no regulation on what you can shoot out of a black powder gun. So yeah, it's not technically a firearm. FPS Russia said that if he can't get his rights back, that he would carry 8 single-shot black powder guns on his chest. Okay, you'll stop. And also, what would I recommend for a muzzle brake on a sniper rifle? Muzzle brake is not necessary on a sniper rifle. You want something that hides your flash on a sniper rifle. Now, you see large muzzle brakes on large caliber guns, and yes, they do have them on like 338 Lapua guns and things like that, and the 416 Chi-Tac or whatever, 375 Chi-Tac. You want a muzzle brake if you're going to be firing rapidly. A muzzle brake, like on the 50 BMG, semi-automatic 50 BMG, is designed to pull the whole gun forward to mitigate its pushback. But you'll notice that a muzzle brake will cause a lot of flash around the gun. You want a flash hider, something that can help disguise where you're shooting from. If you're an actual sniper, you're not shooting multiple shots unless you're a bad sniper. You ever see Tom Berenger's sniper? 1 shot, 1 kill. This is my trigger finger. Yeah, exactly, Lobster. You cannot. Insurance is always a problem. Although anyone can slam an AR together and range it. Yep. That is true. But unless you're doing something really sketchy with the AR-15, it's really hard to screw up an AR-15 unless you try to use a mil-spec and a commercial in the same gun. But it shouldn't even assemble if you're doing that. IRC felons can carry pre-1899 metallic cartridge guns like Old Smith & Wesson double-action revolvers. That's interesting. At least under federal law, they can possess them. That's interesting. What suppressor would I prefer, the oil muffler or the ARS-18? I don't know what the ARS is. Is it the ARC? go to a page that I'm not currently watching myself on. Suppressor. I mean, I run a silencer called Osprey, so. You came to snuff the rooster. You need to invest some Sharps rifles for when your ex reports me and I get your guns taken away due to red flag laws. You don't have any crazy exes. If you don't have any crazy exes, Lobster, are you really trying hard enough? Are you a man? Do you please your woman adequately at night? Is she too afraid to leave you because you have too many guns? Call now to the Jimmini Shore support line. We help all people. When you really think about it, wooden grenades are really deadly since wood splinters. Okay, just make your own cast iron grenades, man. The Spanish use those. Yeah, self-home manufacturing a destructive device is actually categorized as a no-no. So yeah, don't go making your own grenades. You can get in trouble for that one. Saw a video of a guy loading his rounds, and as soon as you release the slide, it shot all the rounds. Why did it happen? Like the firing pin got jammed as once. No, FabFest. What happened was the disconnector or the sear failed on the firearm. So when you normally would put the mag in and rack the gun, the round is supposed to chamber, but the striker or the hammer should not be following the slide. It should be staying in the cocked position. When the sear fails, it becomes what is basically a fully automatic gun. I've had a 1911 do that, where I was at the range with it, and as soon as I racked it, while luckily pointing it down range, it fired all 8 rounds very quickly. So that was a failure of the gun. Just don't date chicks with borderline personality disorder. Well, Lobster, you don't know what the hell you're missing. Something just happened. Hold on a second. My phone just gave me a message. I'm trying to plug an SP charger into my phone. It's me, Mario. You're using a Samsung. That's not the good phone. It's only a $1,200 S23 Ultra. Woohoo! No, ATF agent. They're not grenades. They're just tannerite-filled stump removers. Is napalm still illegal? It is a controlled item, but you can get it. I said I didn't date chicks with borderline. I didn't say I didn't do the bunga bunga with chicks with BBD. Those are the best bunga bungas. If you go into it knowing that they're messed up, you can have a relationship with one. You just gotta know when to encourage their alternate personalities. You an iPhone dude? Because I have an old ass country Samsung. No, I use an Android. It's an S23 Ultra. Drugs are illegal too. Napalm isn't controlled in any way, but I think actual napalm, not the stuff you can make. Can you buy actual napalm? I mean, you can buy it and build it yourself. Let's see. And I can tell you, as a gun store employee where we sold tannerite and other gunpowders and stuff, you get regulated on even the amount of some explosive powders that you can carry in stock. So it gets a little bit stupid when you try to do stuff. Now, napalm, it's kind of like how people call tissues Kleenex, even though that's a brand. So napalm is in your butt. Yeah, so you can make your own. It's not hard. I'm trying to see who actually carries the name for it. Do girls like broken box springs? I know it may not be as bouncy. I don't use box springs. All right, so let's see. Napalm is legal first thing you make. You like floors. Yep. You cannot make a bomb filled with napalm, which is obvious because you're making a destructive device and filling it with napalm. But yes, you are correct. It is not. All right. What did Brady do? I'm missing stuff because I was looking stuff up. Time to bring back Greek fire then. Yeah, because the flamethrowers that you can legally buy, you're supposed to mix diesel with other stuff in order to make the flames better. Time to fed a minute. Why? I'm not reading all of that, but hi, cheese. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. He's never been here before. Silly full auto building questions. Okay, ask. I love silly full auto building questions. Yeah, it's fine if he has a stupid name as long as he's being respectful. I don't care. Oh, he's trolling it. Yeah, it is perfectly legal to build a fully automatic gun as long as you have the correct licenses. As long as you, yeah, okay, bye. As long as you have the right licenses, if you have an 0702, you can actually manufacture and actually rebuild. What do they call those? Demilled receivers. You can actually reactivate those. My buddy has an 0702 and he builds fully automatic AKs for fun. Yeah. What's my opinion on PSA? They're fine. They've been doing a lot better than they ever have in the past, so they're good. Illegal to make full auto, but if you accidentally overpolish, that's actually an interesting thing because original PS90s, first gen PS90s, when you take them apart, if you reassemble them just wrong, you can actually have a fully functioning automatic that when you disassemble it, automatically corrects its own problem. So there's no way to prove that it was on that way on purpose. I should make a podcast. I don't like enough people in real life to do a podcast. What's my opinion on weird guns? Depending on what kind of weird gun you're talking about, I like interesting gun. Um, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I've got a buddy that's got 3 first gen PS90s because they can all go. I'm not telling you who he is, but he's got 3 of them because yeah, with the simple twist of the sear, you can make it a full auto. Is that what Brandon Demo Ranch in Kentucky has? No, Kentucky and Demo Ranch, they both have what are called fully transferable, fully automatic firearms. You can buy one, I can buy one, anyone can buy one. It's the same paperwork as buying a suppressor, but you have to buy a gun that was built before 1986. If you look at their fully automatic firearms, they're all older. His Mac 10 is like an 81 or something like that, and then his AK is older. So you can own fully automatic firearms. It just takes the same Form 4 that a suppressor does. It's just the cost of a pre-ban or fully transferable automatic gun is insanely high. The price of an MP5 fully automatic is about $70,000. An M16, like an actual Vietnam era M16, is like $100K. So you can own them. They're just stupidly expensive. The cheapest ones you can buy. Am I bald? No, but I'm extremely thinning because I'm Asian. So I wear the hat and have since I was 20. Had nothing to do with it, but it's just something that I always wear the hat because under bright lights you can see my head shiny, and I haven't shaved my head. Yep. Do you or do you not think you can conceal carry an SMG? Depends on which SMG you're talking about. An MP5, I can conceal carry that all day long. I wear big coats. With transferable and machine guns, you also need to have the approval of your county sheriff before ATF will issue the stamp. That is not true. I actually sell them. You have to notify your sheriff that you have an automatic machine gun, but a local sheriff does not have the power to override a federal agency. So no, I actually do sell them. So no. A sheriff cannot override federal law. A sheriff is not a lawmaker. Had to tune in on Pacific time. Hi, Dave. How are you? At what point will you go ahead and shave it, and then you'll look like a generic Yakuza muscle? I don't think I'll ever shave it. I do like the Statham where I just buzz it down really low. Although if I do an undercut where I shave the sides down, I can grow the top real long, and then it doesn't look nearly as bald. Can you legally own an RPG? If you have the right licenses, yes, it's a destructive device. So if you apply for it, why people open carry? Because two reasons. One, you live in a place where concealed carry is illegal, or two, you want people to know that you're open carrying because it's called security theater. No. The last I applied for 2 different full automatic transferables at my gun store, and it's never required a sheriff's an approval because again, it's a federally controlled document and a federally controlled item, not a state controlled item. How does Brandon own an RPG? He's got the licenses for it. And again, back to the open carry. If you're under the age of 21 and you want to carry a firearm, a handgun, you have to open carry it because you can't have a concealed carry if you're under 21. And again, some people just want other people to know they're armed because they like being victims. Open carrying in a public situation, especially if you're in an open commercial situation, not in a gun store or going to or from a hunting session, or if you're like almighty DB, whatever that guy that bridge diver is like before you leave people, he open carries except for when he's on video. So yeah, there's different things. Is mayonnaise a handgun or a machine gun? If it's Hellman's, it's everything. If it's one of those liar mayonnaises, it's nothing. Constitutional carry, you open carrying while fishing, yeah. So you need a license to conceal carry, but not open carry. You need, depending on which state you live in, there are many states that have what's called constitutional carry, where you don't need a permit to carry. But here in the state of Virginia and West Virginia and North Carolina, if you want to conceal carry, you are required to have, although I think West Virginia just got constitutional carry, but you are required to have a permit to conceal carry, but you can open carry. Because when you're open carrying, everybody can see the gun, so everybody knows you're armed. When you conceal carry, you're more dangerous, apparently. Would I prefer open carry? No, I do not. I open carry when I'm in the store because that's, again, security theater. I want somebody coming in who's an idiot and doesn't understand that he shouldn't pull his gun out at the counter to see me holding my gun. I want him to see that the gun is in my pocket because I pocket carry. Yeah, a lot of cops don't like seeing open carry. But again, actually, as if a cop tries to stop you while you're open carrying in a state that allows for open carrying, yeah, you don't even have to tell them your name. You don't have to give them the firearm. You have no obligation to give an officer of the law a firearm unless a credible threat has been made against or has been lodged or a complaint. So if there's like an imminent threat that you're going to go into a store and do something, or if you're carrying in a store that doesn't allow firearms, because there are like 14 or 18 states, including the state of Virginia, where if there's a piece of paper in the window saying we do not allow firearms, technically you're not allowed to carry in those buildings outside of federally controlled buildings. Like some restaurants will say no firearms, some Walmarts will say no firearms. So in those cases, then a police officer can legally ask you for identification because you're breaking the law at that point. But if an officer just pulls up next to you on the side of the road and says he wants your ID, you are under no obligation to give it. If he says it's because you're carrying a gun, still under no obligation to give it unless they can prove that a credible complaint was filed against you. So, person who thinks it all the time has nothing to think about except thought, so he loses touch and lives in a world of illusions. In the chest rig, yeah. Is Virginia nice? It's trying not to be. Virginia's trying to get rid of handguns and stuff. Do I like MMA and UFC by any chance? Yes, I used to watch it a lot more back, like when Dan Severn was still fighting, when it was still almost banned in the United States. Well, it was banned in the United States, but it's better now. How do I get a blue name tag with a wrench? You have to be one of my mods. Currently, I have too many. Open carry absent an actual crime is not cause for a Terry stop in the 6th Circuit. Exactly. It's not in any of the 50 states where any state it's illegal for a police officer to just stop you. You didn't see the sign. Wow. I go to my post office so often because I sell a lot of things online that on multiple occasions I've walked into the post office with my gun in my pocket, and I know the guys at the counter so well that they just laugh at me. But yeah, it's not a smart thing to do. You don't want to keep doing that, especially if there's a cop in that building that day. I'd be in trouble. If you're going to rob a store and see 3 guys open carrying revolvers, you ain't going to rob that store. Probably not. Oh hell yeah, OG UFC. I had a VCR tape. Me and my buddy used to tape it and watch them all the time. Is it paid? Yeah. UFC is very expensive. Pretty much anything. Wrestling really kind of made, wrestling and boxing are 2 of the biggest sports that made pay-per-view really popular. Wasn't there a judge that struck down the post office carry ban? I don't know because that's technically a federally controlled building, and as far as I know, in the United States, federal controlled buildings cannot be carried in unless you are an officer of the court or a police officer in uniform. Can my PC change colors? It does have RGB, but I don't turn it on because RGB is goofy. Is the mod a paid thing? No, it's not a paid thing. People just do it because they want to. Gnarly Charlie, what is up? What's up? Like the video before you leave. Okay, then you will not. Worst gun ever. Don't worry, Devil. If I don't respond to you, it doesn't mean I haven't answered to you. Worst gun ever. The Remington P51, and then the real release of the Remington P51. They tried to remake a gun that really wasn't that popular, and then they remade it, and it turns out it was a big, giant, steaming pile of shit. So they built a gun that was horrible. Do I support gender equality for guns? Yeah, I mean, if my gun wants to be a boy or a girl, I don't really care. It can be whatever it wants. If you're talking about males, females, non-binaries, and transsexuals and she-males and all that stuff wanting guns, I don't give a shit. Just don't offend me with it. You know, don't bring your problems to me if you're having them. But yeah, if a woman wants to own guns and she's proficient with them, fuck yeah, I don't care. Sorry, I'm not going to cuss that much. Sorry. Cole's getting edgy. Yeah, you know. And plus, if somebody comes at me with a gun trying to kill me and they're a woman, guess what? I'm going to shoot you just the same as I would if you were a dude. It's just going to be harder because they're typically smaller targets. This time. High Point is worse than anything you've ever held personally. But they work. They're ugly. They feel like crap, but they work. Thoughts on Palmetto State Armory? I've got a couple of their guns. I've got one that was just a Palmetto lower that's been fully built into a very high-end AR-15, and then I have their 5.7 Rock, and I'm going to get their MP5 or MP7 clone when it comes out. So, oh my God, the remake! Yeah, it looks so sleek. Yeah, that gun was so bad. You did the as I use words in that last sentence. The Taurus Curve, that's another one that was terrible. Yes, I agree. That was a gun that was literally curved. The barrel was still straight, but the whole body of the gun was curved because it was designed for carry close to your body. Who cares about ergonomics or being able to actually shoot it or look down the sights? Yeah, so the sight line was straight. The barrel obviously was straight, but the entire body of the gun had a slight curve to it so that it would tuck up against your body better. That was hilarious. Yeah. I agree. That was a horrible one. You were wondering if you... No, Devil, like I said, man, I've got enough mods right now. I appreciate you asking, but you can see I've got 4 of them right there, 3 of them right there. I'm good, dude. It's cool. If I ever need one down the line, I may consider you. I know you want to be a help, and I appreciate that. You can always call out people when they're doing stuff right now, but between me, my 6 mods, and the YouTube mod that's watching the stream, I've got enough right now. I appreciate it, but I don't need help right now. High Points barely work. It works better than you'd think, brother. Works better than some other guns. I'd take a High Point over a Sky any day of the week. Hello, Top. How are you? Dave, when installing sights on Glock using blue Loctite needed in rear and front, I use it. I do it on purpose. It never hurts. I mean, obviously, if the sight is manufactured correctly, it should just be a mechanical fit. But yeah, I would definitely blue Loctite the front sight since it's a screw-in. You definitely don't want that walking out on you. And then I usually add a little bit. Number one, until it dries, it actually acts as a little bit of lubricant when installing the rear slide. So until the Loctite actually set, it actually helps you get the rear sight in. Hammerless revolvers versus with hammer. I've never carried one without with a shrouded hammer or a bobbed hammer, so I'm gonna go with hammer. Plus, I like the way they look better. Plus, I like single action better. I don't know if anyone has said it, but the 22 zip gun. I had one. It was an estate sale trade-in. I was going to buy it for $150, and at the last minute I backed out, and it was the white one, which is the super rare one. I wish I had bought it, but I saw so many bad reviews on it, I backed out. I put $50 down on it. It was $150. I wasn't able to pick it up yet because my license, I just transferred my license, and you have to wait 30 days after you move and get a new license. So I had to wait, and during that time, I saw so many bad reviews about it. I wound up backing out. Now I wish I still had it. Guy at your range was rocking a Chinese Norinco NP28. It was a very nice firearm. Yes, the Norinco stuff is decent. I got a Norinco 1911 and a Norinco SKS. No, Devil, you're fine. Don't worry, man. What's the best meme I've ever known? It was the one some dude made for the U.S. Army. It was a dude holding an RPG, and the tagline on it made me laugh so hard that I nearly died. It said U.S. Army, where you actually, I'll look it up. Learnt to get more. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put it up on my screen here. Nope, I need an actual picture. So, all right, I'm going to show it to you real quick. Do I have a car 98? No, I don't. Tuck Milo in your shirt. Milo will go into my shirt when I want to. But can you read that one? Get learned how to make stuff more better. U.S. Army. Yeah, the first time I saw that, I laughed so hard that I started choking. Shouldn't have been eating pasta. They are quality Chinese stuff. The downside is it costs as much as Japanese or U.S. Yeah, in fact, I have a buddy, my buddy John, who is an AK builder, actually prefers Norinco's AKs because they're actually built from railroad ties, which is a much better steel. What's my opinion on the M16? I've never actually held a real M16. I've only played with the... I've only held M4s and stuff. Yeah, I also use red Loctite for my external reassembly. It's like using a diamond coating. It's way better. Let's see. Tuck Milo in my shirt. Okay. I don't know what that's going to do for you. Yeah, it was a meme. But it works. It's obviously a kid with Down syndrome that's holding the rocket launcher. So, there we go. What's my opinion on Chinese guns, and do you think they won't blow up? No, a lot of Chinese guns are actually better. There. How's my leg now, Jimmini? And what's actually happened? Nope, it is not better. In fact, all the skin has fallen off of it due to the infection. So, yeah, we are not actually any better. Do I know the first French fries weren't actually cooked in France? They were cooked in Greece. Ah! Ah! Now I have to be careful, otherwise Milo's going to jump. Let's see. Oh, crap, that sucks. You know what else sucks? A vacuum. That's why there weren't that many people in here. The tattoos were hidden. Milo get a lot. Yeah, pretty much. It's like Mr. Barry's in Jam from GTA 5, if you know what I'm saying. What was bro doing to the sloth? I had an itch on my nipple, and he has fingernails. You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all. If you were sorry, you wouldn't have made me do it, because you know my desire to please other people made me do it. I'm a simp. I'm a goddamn simp. Okay, bad jokes. Bad jokes. If I put him on my neck, will he strangle me? Only if I'm wearing a tight shirt. Yeah. You know, my uncle was in a really bad car accident the other day. We had like that freak snowstorm here. Yeah, it was really bad. A plow crushed the entire car. So his whole left side was like really messed up. We're not worried. He's all right now. Does Milo talk? No, actually, Milo's really good at not snitching on people because I've actually grinded her nose off and her ass into a fan because she won't talk. You're a big Smith & Wesson guy, and you have the AR-1522, but can't convert it and feel like you're ready to move to a bigger caliber in the AR platform. Any suggestions? Yeah, you are going to have to... Romeo 1 Pros, depending on the price, yeah, Romeo 1 Pros are fine. My audio. My audio what? Did my audio just go bad again? Fab, I swear to God, I'm going to drag you outside and feed you fish. Yeah. Don't mention my static. You're giving me static by mentioning my static, man. Yeah, the only thing you can do with an AR-22 rifle or pistol is just keep it as that. I don't blow nothing, dude. It's not college anymore. What's Milo's nationality? Hey, what are you? He's about this big. I don't actually know. I want to do an Australian accent right now, but I can't do it. My brain is trying to do it. I've got the yips. It's like I'm trying to think of an accent. I don't know. Let's see. Where was he born? His tag is upside down. Touched her in the no-no spot. What's he doing? Don't worry. It's only new material. Oh, you're not going to believe this, guys. Milo's a spy. The little bitch was made in California. She's a spy for the gun industry. Aren't you, girl? Tickle, tickle, tickle. Well, that was dramatic. Guess we'll just leave her. You're from Australia. Well, thank you for stopping in, Sean. That's really good of you. I got a US-made stuffy toy. Yep. I can't show you where I've hurt Milo because... There. What's that? Twerk, 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 twerk. You can't make a stuffed animal twerk right. I'm not even really in shot, am I? People are coming into the video and they're like, what the hell is this guy doing? And how the hell did he get a silver play button? Being a dumbass. There's lots of reasons. It's because the people that like the videos that got me all my subscribers are all dumbasses. By the way, are you subscribed yet? You guys should get subscribed. We're at the 3-hour mark. I have to say it every hour or so. Otherwise, I forget to do it. I'm taking Google's money. Do I have any other stuffed animals? Not when I'm not horny. If a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting? Okay, Devil, now you're getting out of hand. What the hell is this guy doing? Yeah. Did you like the video yet, FabFest? When I see another person like it, we're at 29 likes. Somebody liked the video. Do it. Do it. Oh, thank you very much. Somebody did it. All I have to do is say, please like the video. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are so nice. Thank you so much. Are you kidding me, FabFest? You've been watching this entire time and you did not like the video? You are such a bad mod. You go back in right now. Whoever just took their like away, you put it back. That was my like. Google is going to pay me based on that like, and now I can no longer afford to have my child. Put it back. You are such a bad person. Oh my God, my own mods don't even like my own videos, so now they're going to come in and say, oh, look at this weird person. He's over here not doing what he said he was going to do. So you can just take it and go. Take it and go. Take it back and go. I don't care. Never give up. Can I get a shout out? Who do you voodoo? Hello, what's up, man? You gotta like the video now, because I shouted you out. You gotta like the video. I'm trying to take all of Google's money, because I know they only have a little bit left. So I don't want other people's money. I only want Google's money. By the way, I have a random USB-C to 3.0 to Type A, whatever. Anyways, random parts. Should you stop the jokes? You can keep going if you want to. I mean, it's fine. I'm just not going to read them all out, brother. You love my Indian accent. Yeah, that's funny. It's one that I can readily do because I used to work with a real Indian dude, and we used to make fun of each other. He would try to do an American accent, and I would keep doing the Indian one. Plus, it would throw people off because I would give his name because I was like working the floor at a car dealership. and his accent was kind of like that, but not quite. So I'd give people his name, and they'd come in, and he'd be almost speaking American, and it wouldn't go well for him. I gave him a lot of deals, okay? So he made a lot of money off me because he was one of the few people that listened to me, and yeah. Do an Indian scam impression. Hello, this is Mike. I am from Verizon Loss Control Prevention. I see that somebody has gone in and bought 4 iPhones under your account. We need to lock it down. Can you please confirm your social security number, your home address, your mother's maiden name, your birth date, and where you first lost your virginity? Thank you very much. I need to write it down. Hold on a second. Oh, no, we need to lock out the account. I'm going to have to lock your phone right now. So what I need you to do is you need to go down to the Target, and you need to buy four gift cards, okay? And they need to be for like Amazon or Google, and then you're going to give me the codes. And after you give me the codes, I will put them into my computer right here, so you can hear me going tap 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 tap, and then I will release your computer, and you will be fine. You can get your phones. Everybody will be fine. Thank you very much. I will wait here. What do you mean you do not? No, ma'am, don't put in the cards. Don't put in the cards. I watch a lot of those scam videos. Easy, bitch. Sit there with your... Stop presenting. There you go. Yeah. What a bitch. Also, Riona Poison is another one I was watching. Do I ever watch Scammer Payback? I think he does the best one. He's pretty good. I don't watch a lot of them. It's just every now and then when I'm bored and I want to see people get like annoyed for a long time. It's interesting to watch them. The ones that can actually shave. Do any... What? Shave what? My balls? Can Milo suplex you? She's been trying. That's like the 3rd time she's done. Now she just looks like she's angry. Let's give her a bow staff. There you go. Now she can attack me with a weapon. 44-year-old man playing with stuffed animals because his mods like it. You guys are all weird. Ooh. What else are we going to talk about tonight, guys? We're at what, like 3 hours? I did like 6 on Monday, so I kind of want to stay on here for a while. Start asking me stuff instead of telling stupid jokes. Joe, True Glow has a screw-in rear sight. Do you still need blue Loctite? It was just using a CLP to line the rear so it fits in better. Again, it wouldn't hurt because anything that can be screwed in can be mechanically unscrewed when firing it. And I have seen a lot of the ones that do have the lockdowns where it can back out over time, like the Taurus Lakeline ones. When you screw them into the gun, if you don't Loctite them, they can just back themselves out. So again, True Glow makes decent stuff, so you could try running it without doing it, but a little bit of blue Loctite never hurt nobody. It's the red stuff that'll get you hard. I can't do a Master Oogway because I can't do that character's voice. Sing my favorite song, but in Indian. Can thermite melt a tank? Magnesium probably could, but I don't think thermite gets hot enough to melt a tank. Let's leave ammunition and firearms away. It makes me so serious. Bro did de-identify himself. Was the funniest. Yeah, no. My voice is still fudged, so I can't really sing anymore. I try to. If I take a deep breath, it makes me want to cough. Would gallium melt a tank? No, because gallium only melts aluminum, and tanks are not made of aluminium or aluminium. Play the Indian song. Oh, oh. You talking about the Cleveland Indians? You so down today. I'm just in a shitload of pain, dude. My brain does not want to work. That's why I'm just doing what people are asking me right now. You're still going with your dumb jokes? The meme Indian song. I don't know which song that is. Joe make a great Indian expression. I can give you just one, and then you take it and go. I am tired of you. Just take it and go. Take it and go. Goodbye. So long. I swear to Ganesh. Go. Yeah, I don't know which song that is, and I'm not going to look that one up. I apologize. My brain isn't really into it right now. Really, my brain just isn't in anything right now. Yeah, because I have to do a bunch of online work for somebody later, and then I still have to repair all of these. No, I'm not looking up anything right now. Stop making me do stuff. I swear to God, I'll come right through this phone. Giggity. Thermite burns at 4,566.2 degrees Fahrenheit. It can certainly burn through steel. Yes, but an up-armored steel? How much steel can it burn through before it burns out? How much thermite would you need? Let's see. How much thermite is needed to burn through the armor on a M1 Abrams? Asking for a friend. So. Yes, thermite can potentially burn through tank armor. Thermite is a mixture of a metal powder and a metal oxide that produces an exothermic oxidation reduction reaction known as a thermite reaction. This reaction can reach very high temperatures, allowing it to melt through metal. However, it is important to note that the effectiveness of thermite against tank armor would depend on various factors such as the type and thickness of the armor, as well as the amount and placement of the thermite. That's also like bulletproof glass that's rated for 7 or 10 hours. If somebody's putting thermite on your tank, are you going to just let it sit there and burn through your tank, or are you going to move your tank? So yeah, it can certainly burn through steel, but it's also, there's a big difference between the steel used in commercial uses and the steel used on a tank. You would have to place it perfectly to go through multiple layers of steel, and the thermite, unless it's in a big enough package, would literally burn itself out. It can only burn as long as the thermite is there. It only lasts as long as there's a reactive chemical available that it's reacting with, both the oxide and the powder, so that it can burn through the metal. So unless you have enough of it, yeah, you can burn through steel, but you're not burning through a tank unless somebody's, oh no, the enemy's got thermite and they placed it on the front of the tank and now he's standing at the front of my tank. And oh shit, he just lit it on fire. I don't know what we should do. Hey driver, should we move away? I don't know. He's sitting there in front of the tank, boss. What do you think we should do? Well, I mean, it doesn't look like it's enough to burn through it. Does that look like it's enough to burn through the tank? I'm not sure, sir. It's a very large package of thermite, and it does look like he's placed it in a very effective manner and could potentially burn through the side of our tank. I highly suggest that we decide on a course of action, sir. I don't know. It kind of doesn't look like it's going to go all the way through, though, right? Because, I mean, we could just sit here. I mean, how much is it going to burn? I'm just going to just wait for a minute. Come on. I mean, because I've been trying to eat my lunch, and I know we've been fighting the insurgents, but as long as he's standing in front of the tank, we're not going to be able to drive over him. So I think we should just sit here and wait for the thermite to burn through, maybe, or maybe it'll just burn out. Maybe he doesn't have enough. I'm thinking he doesn't have enough thermite to go through the entire tank. I'm going to actually bet your life on it because it looks like the thermite's above where your feet are. And if it does burn all the way through, then God damn it, I owe you a beer. Yes, sir. Is he sleeping on the ground? Yes, sir. The thermite's been burning for almost 4 hours. The rest of our crews and teams have left. They're actually fighting a completely different war now while we've been waiting for the thermite to burn through our tank. Well, shit. All right, somebody open the hatch and shoot him. Do it, Kermit. Hi-ho, you're not as good as Miss Piggy. Ha Paracow, oh god damn it, Devil, you're about to make me read another question. Another joke. It's hilarious how he says some stuff, but if somebody says giggity, I would have timed that mother father's ass for 20. Oh, I wanted to do it, but phlegm. Phlegm is also the name of my third child. Named them by what I was doing when they were conceived. You're not good. Yeah. It's hilarious how he says dumb stuff, blah, blah, blah. Wear your hat backwards and do an Asian accent. You look hilarious. You wanted the bimbap bowl. I make you some bimbap. I can't do. I'm trying to go into. I don't know. This is not an accent from anywhere. It's just me making noise. Ching chong. I'm Korean, by the way, so I can make fun of my own people. Bimbobop, gimbap, bulgogi. New set of sticky sticks. What's blue and smells like a stick? A blue stick. Do a Joe impression. Can I beatbox? No, I can do the basic stuff though. I can't do it also when I can't breathe. Do a Joe impression. Are you talking about Joe from Family Guy or the Tick? Yeah, I can try, but my voice is a little bit down, and I can't breathe as well, so it's hard to bring up the voice from there because you gotta bring it up out the back of your voice. It's kind of like it's sitting back there like your car, and you're in your garage and you're revving up the engine, right? Yeah, no, it's not really. But yeah, we go out on patrol every now and then. It's a little bit harder because I'd have to use all the handicap accesses. But not my legs. Damn it, Peter. You're being arrested for human cannibalism. Yeah, but it was just your legs, Joe. It's not like you were using them. I know, but now I'm even shorter than I was. Yeah, I ate your legs. I don't really do a good one of Stewie. You working on your novel? Are you? Yeah, I don't do a good King of the Hill either. Damn it, Bobby. If you weren't my son, I'd hug you. Fast as fastable, you'll never catch me. Which also happens to Stitch or Hannah Moon's family. I don't do a good Peter impression. You huff propane. Then you wind up as Boomhauser. I'm going to go up there and everybody go up there and we're going to eat this and then we're going to have some gas later and everybody going to like, yeah, I know what you want me to do. I'm just not a good one, okay? It comes out and it's just a little bit off. Got to work on my impression game, man. Look, mother father. Very few people can just whip out an impression and have it be very accurate without practice. All those ones where you see like, guy does 80 impressions in 3 minutes. You know how many times that mother father did those impressions? Also, they're doing exact lines from TVs and movies. When I'm doing my own lines, that's up to me. Quagmire, you are dead. What pisses me out in the range the most? Well, I don't really go to the range with a lot of people, but pretty much gun safety is the biggest thing that pisses me off. When I'm at the range and I take somebody out there and I hand them a firearm and they immediately start flagging everybody, or after they shoot, they get so excited that they start spinning around and then the gun's pointing down range, or when they're, and I've seen a lot of other people do this too, like the idiots out there that will tell you how to check your chamber. So, you know, you're done shooting, right? And you want to check. So this guy literally does this. So he pulls the gun back, pretend this is the barrel. So the gun's pointing down range, right? And he wants to make sure the gun's empty. So he pulls the gun back like this. Where's the barrel pointing? You shooting at birds? Probably. So that's one thing that I don't care for when somebody's at the range and they're not taking safety serious. Oh, you have a defense stick. That's not good. Round eye. Honestly, brother, I love your commitment to the bad joke things, but dude, I'm barely reading them at this point. Sorry. Look at the dang old arc narrator. I tell you what, them there spark plugs need change. That's one dang old crash shaft's gonna be rushing to hell in no time. I'm telling you, man. Hope I didn't get into trouble. Yeah, whatever. Can you do a Milo impression if she could talk?
I told him I didn't want to be touched there, but then it felt good.
By the way, she's 26 years old, so I don't want to hear a word. She's 26 years old. Get your mind out of the gutter. Do I watch G.I. Joe? I bet when I was younger. Actually, no. I used to watch Mask, the one with the cars. I used to watch that one. My friend is pointing at Superman, Jimmini. I have Iron Man on my wall. I don't have Superman. Milo has a country grandma accent. I am in Virginia. What the fuck is happening? If you can figure that out, maybe you should hit the subscribe and the like on your way out because it doesn't sound like you're going to stay here long. I'm also trying to take all of Google's money. So if you're new here, help me take Google's money. You can also become a member because I actually have good videos up on my channel. But the live stream is just where we do whatever idiotic thing that comes to our head. If you've been reading the comments for the last hour, you'll notice that somebody's been telling bad jokes consistently. You could be in here getting an entire novel of bad jokes, and you aren't because you're not reading them. Quite frankly, I'm not reading them either. And I'm pointing up here because apparently on the phone, that's where your like button is and shiz. So you should be hitting that shiz just for helping me get YouTube money. Also, I like pointing over my head. Yeah, you want to go about 300 blocks that way. Show me on the doll where the Bausch touched your horse. Does Milo suffer from depression? She's depressed now. You just broke your effing arm. We'll use your other one. She's very depressed. What? No, don't think so. Don't. Bunch of grown-ass man defending an inanimate object from another grown-ass man who's squishing it into a table. That's what this live stream's about, buddies. I could have swore I was watching this long-form video, and he was being very informative, and I was learning so many things about how I should take apart my 1911 and how I shouldn't buy a Glock because they're just dumb. But now all of a sudden I come to the live stream because it was suggested to me in a format I don't normally use, which is the Shorts platform, and there he is crushing the life out of a little stuffed animal while his chat encourages it, and some of them say don't. It's really, really weird. I don't know if I should keep watching this guy. Let's see. Garden Greens asks, do I think Taurus is worth the purchase you're considering at the G3, G3X? Yes, especially for the money. You hear a pooping noise. Well, I am talking shit. Yeah, unfortunately, tonight I have an audio issue and I'm streaming on my phone, so I can't stop and restart the live stream. It's unfortunately something you're going to have to deal with. You're going to take both of my chins. Okay. I'm Asian. I have a third chin. The G3 is a good platform. I like it. If you want a good budget gun that's just as, easy to maintain as a Glock, it's basically a Glock clone. So I would say feel free to use it. Get one. The G3X I don't have any experience with, but the full-size G3 and the G3 Tactical are very reliable in my opinion. They've always been good to me, so I adore them. Lobster, you have a good night, dude. Does Milo have ancestors? I believe her mother was a plastic bottle in a former life. The fuck is that? That's not one of my emojis I let people have. What is that? Oh, it's a lobster. Holy crap. My eyes are so bad that I thought it was some kind of rabbit on fire. I thought the space between its claws was its eyes. I thought you were burning a rabbit. Holy shit. I draw the line at 2 lips, brother, not 4 lips. Any idea on where to snag Holosun 407Ks for under 200 beans? You tried looking for a used one on Amazon. Yeah, you're not going to find one. They don't go that cheap. I think PSA's got them, though. I think they got the 407, although I'm not sure if they have the K or the C on sale right now. But they got them for $199. So check out PSA. They got a sale on Holosuns right now. But they still... The Holosuns have what is called MAP pricing or minimum asking pricing or just minimums. So they can't be advertised or put on a shelf for under what Holosun sets as a price. The only time they can do that is if they're considered either used, discontinued, or secondhand, or if you make a deal with Holosun, which is what I think PSA did, because I think they're selling the 407 for like $200. So you have to check those out. Cool designs on the tats, by the way. Thank you, man. They're just random geometric patterns and circuits and stuff. Although my skin is not healing really well over this last one, but we'll have to see how that goes. It's only been a few weeks. You're going so crazy. Yes, you have. Have I ever boxed Milo? No, I'm afraid of her. She's got claws. Thoughts on the PSA Dagger? It's a good gun. It's just a Gen 3 clone. If you want a Gen 3 clone for less, if Glock 19 for less than a Glock price, then it's a good gun to go with. But it's just a Gen 3 Glock, so it's fine. No, I've never watched 28 Days Haunted. Potato says that's a cool PC behind you. Holy crap! Where'd that come from? Thank you. Palmetto, Primary Arms, Calguns, under sight and accessories, Facebook Marketplace for optics. Or, I can just order them off of the distributor websites. Have I given Milo the cone of shame? No, because she's unable to breed. This isn't Pal World. Let's see. Would you let Milo have a gun? Absolutely. She's 26 years old, and so far, she has not hurt me in any way, shape, or form. Although sometimes I think that she's just a narc. No, look at those cute little eyes. She's like, hey, man, I'm here for you. Your girlfriend cheats on you with a guy you know. Sorry to hear that. This isn't really the place for that, and it wasn't formed in the shape of a question, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. But yeah, sorry to hear that, bro. Sucks. Either find out what she needs that you're not giving her, or get a new girlfriend. Because if one cheats on the other, there's a problem there, and it's either you or it's her. So you need to sit down for a minute and decide if it's you or it's her. I don't know either of you, so I can't really give you advice either way, but something in that relationship is broken. If you're not going to fix it, get rid of it. You have a feeling Milo is dealing things in alleys. Yeah, Milo does that because Milo has that face that you wouldn't believe. She's actually the North Virginia Pablo Escobar. I have a girlfriend, and it's Valentine's Day. We kissed today. Okay. Oh, shit, it is Valentine's Day. I should probably find a date. What you doing later? Is Milo addicted to opioid? Okay, Milo's getting a t-shirt. I'm going to design it tonight, and it will go up on next stream. Is Milo addicted to opioids? No, Milo is not addicted to opioids because we actually met because she and I share the same problem and that we are unaffected by opioids. We are non-responsive or reactive to opioids. So she and I do not... dude, I've gotten laid. I used the How I Met Your Mother move where you just send a question mark to a girl you know, and it worked. So I'm good. I also have two hands. So these are the people that come here to watch us, right? And they're accusing you of being addicted to opioids. They're accusing you of being addicted to heroin. What else? Somebody said you were a narc once, and I ran with that for a little while. Yeah, I'm very sorry that I accused you of things, but these people are weird. Don't listen to them. I love you, baby. You got a date with your Marlin at arranged dinner for 2 for Valentine's Day. She never complains. That's why I name all my cars girls' names. Because none of my cars have ever complained when I've climbed into another car. But boy, did my girlfriend complain when I slept with her mom. It's not my fault she had a hot mom. How about marijuana? What about it? Is Milo a pimp or a simp? I believe that she is the cam girl, and everybody that's been talking about her for the last 20 minutes, I think y'all are the simps, because it's kind of funny to listen to a bunch of adults question another adult about the sexual and drug proclivities of a stuffed animal who clearly just does cocaine. Y'all are weird. You see how many people came in and left because of that? Let's see. What is somebody else saying? That I'm stupid? That I'm retarded? Yeah, YouTube definitely is going to let that one in. I know that joke. That's what Dad said, you know. But, yeah, we can't tell that joke on live. No. She's a user, not an abuser. And she's definitely not a pusher. Man, I am starting to really feel this headache, man. Getting hard to read. Wow, that was a screen artifacting. What the hell was that? Feel like leaving, not gonna lie, because of you, Jimma, but due to them people. Well, then, fortunately, that is what happens here. People tell some weird stuff. Well, it's not that you took it down. It never got through because YouTube caught it. Don't do drugs, kids. Remember, don't do school. Stay in drugs. Eat your people. No. She was Pablo's secret connection, actually, for years and years and years. She was actually one of the biggest distributors. Actually, Jay-Z, when he was talking about Hove, H-O-V-A, it's because he was talking about from going from Hoboken to Virginia. She was his connect. So, anyways, we're getting kind of really weirdly off topic. Is there something else we can talk about for a little bit? Or, I might go. Yeah. Joe watched Sean Ryan's show episode with Billy Carson. Who the hell's Billy Carson? Hi, Angela. How are you? Billy. Okay. Billy Carson is the founder and CEO of Forbidden Knowledge Inc., the best-selling author of the Compendium of Stuff. And woke doesn't mean broke. Okay, what do I do? Let's see. He's got a few ratings on stuff he's done. I don't know how you can have. He's been an executive producer on a lot of stuff. How do you get 8 stars? Am I a gunsmith? Yes. I don't have a full gunsmithing setup, but I can work on guns. ¿Dónde está Milo en este Ed? I don't know. Facts about the M1 Grand. The M1 Grande is a little bit bigger than the Venti, I think. Or is the Venti the bigger one? I can't recall which one it is, but the Grande is pretty good. It's best when it's served cold, though. Any thoughts on the Beretta APX? I prefer the APX A1. The original one looks like a Toblerone bar, and the takedown is kind of, yeah, I know they look like shit. I'm very, very tired and in a lot of pain. But the APX A1, it's harder to take down than a lot of guns, so it's going to be a no from me, dog. You believe that a punch to the head should be grounds for use of deadly force in self-defense, considering that people are occasionally killed or permanently disabled by punches to the head? It all depends on the reason behind the punch, location of the punch, and what the effects of the punch are. Now, if you just get into a fight and you just clock the shit out of somebody, that's just a fight. But if you get into a fight and all you're aiming for is the temple or the base of the skull, then you're intentionally trying to inflict a fatal blow on somebody. In that case, yes, you should be charged with a crime of at least murder in the second degree, if it was because you're in a fight and it was an aggravated incident, or manslaughter at the very least. But if it's just a normal fight and somebody accidentally punches somebody too hard in the temple, or somebody punches somebody and didn't realize they had like maybe a aneurysm that was ready to pop and the punch pops it, those become mitigating circumstances. But again, depending on the use of the force and location of the force, I think it should be taken on a case-by-case basis. Yeah, but I didn't see your thing on there. I didn't see your penis on Instagram. You got to make sure you do it to the right one, because I think I said Jimmini Vines last time. I think it's Jimmini Vids, or at Jimmini. So try it again. I didn't see it. You might have to go. You'll see me Friday. All right, devil. Don't be hurling. Be beautiful, Insty. You're already there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, everybody that hasn't liked the stream, like it, or I'm coming over to your house and doing my live stream from your house next time, and you're not going to enjoy it because I have gas. Gopher, don't be hurting, be beautiful instead. You're already there. You know what, you smart ass mother father? I still have your laptop. And I apologize. I'll get that back to you soon. Did you just get home? Did you go fishing? How's our wife? Your dog will love me streaming. Yeah, you should put it on your phone, take it to her, and let her see it. Daniel does it all the time with her kid, his kid, their kid, it, them, we. I'm not identifying it. Small copy paste shrink 50% mod. Do I play DMZ? No, I do not. Yeah, you've been busy. You say that all the time. I worked there for a year. You've never been that busy. Went out to dinner with her. She says, "Happy Valentine's Day," by the way. Oh, yeah, that's right. It is Valentine's Day. Did you give our wife some roses? Yeah, I'm in so much pain right now. I keep on picking up my drink and drinking it because my brain won't let me do anything else right now. So I'm probably ending this at about 10:30, guys. I'm sorry. I'm starting to really hurt here. You've been busy, and I've been busy. I'm never busy. Yeah, I noticed that you weren't here. You have to forgive me. I thought I said goodbye, but I must have missed that. Devil, sorry. I know you've been gone. How long have you been here? You're having a midlife crisis. You've been here for like 2 hours, my dude. Luke is back. Hello. Potato, take an Advil. No. I take multitudes of Excedrin, and I took some before the stream, so I can't take more. Where's caliber for self-defense? 25 ACP. 25 ACP is weaker than 22 long rifle. So yes, if you want a round that's just going to piss off your attacker, 25 ACP. Feel better, dude. If you need anything, hit you up. I need $1 million in unmarked bills in a small bag. If you can't put it in a small bag, a medium bag will do. That's what I was eating today. Dang. Does Milo know karate? Yeah, Milo knows karate, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and a whole bunch of other dangerous sounding words. But yeah, no, I can tell just by, have I tried alternative meditation? Yes, I've tried virtually everything. I am non-responsive to all pain relievers, stimuli, opioids, acupuncture. I'm allergic to steroids. I'm allergic to penicillins. I've done injections in my head for my headaches. I've tried everything, dude. 28 years, bro. Thoughts on 50 caliber BMG for self-defense? You only got to shoot it once. Don't blaspheme against God's cartridge of 25 HEP. You've heard that sleeping has good pain relief. Yeah, it might, except for the fact that I can't sleep when I'm in this much pain. So you have your 1 to 10 pain scale. 10 is literally the worst you can ever feel, and literally nobody is at a 10. Very few people have ever been at a 10 that weren't in the hospital. So if you ever tell anybody you're at a 10, they're never going to believe you. 8 is considered what you feel like when you break your femur or you're giving natural childbirth. That's where I sit most of the day. Some days it'll drop down to a 6, but most days I'm between a 6 and an 8. So I don't sleep because I'm in too much pain, and lying still causes my nerve disorder to just kind of go nuts, and then every muscle in my body starts twitching, and then it wakes me up. So no, I have to sleep like a cat. I stay up until I pass out, which I did an hour before the stream, and I'll probably do after we get off. Let's see, the stream is getting boring. All the people who know about guns have left. Yeah, that's kind of why the audience has left too, and I totally understand that. Joe, get a girl that will massage the pain away. So I have to get like a 450-pound girl that's willing to just lay on me until the breathing stops? Are you Milo's adopted parent or guardian? Actually, I'm her godparent, apparently, because she was given to me when I was given the adoption of a real sloth in real life. So technically, I'm its godparent, which is kind of creepy because I've talked to her like she's my significant friend. Anyways, guys, yeah, it got bored really quickly, and it's my fault. I let the stream down. I greatly apologize. My deepest apologies to the entire community. I am so out of it. I'm looking at the replay, and my right eye is not even looking in any direction. So you don't need a girl. You'll do that. Shut up. So I grant her wishes. Yeah, because coincidentally, all her wishes are mine. She wanted a 4090, so I got her a 4090. Now she's happy. I got her 14900K because she said she wanted the best Intel processor that she could get. I was like, you're a stuffed animal. What are you going to do with it? Turns out she wanted it to play Fortnite. That's where we disagree on things. The sex is pretty good, though. Anyways, yeah, kids, sorry. Do I know about the Krumloff rifle? No, but I know the Muffin Man. We should bring knives into the conversation. You can talk about them all you want, but I ain't picking one up. As bad as I've been feeling today, I'm probably going to just... Oh my God, what happened? Joe stabbed himself again. We should probably stop letting him have knives. Probably. Look, Dave. What just happened? Am I still going? My whole screen just went blank. Gopher stabbed me, so he doesn't get a pass. He's the second one. When I told everybody I stabbed myself by pulling up on a box and running my hand into a knife, well, you want to know who was holding it? Gopher. Because he was insane, and he pulls out a Spyderco and stabs me in the hand with it. Why do I have chopsticks? Because I'm Korean and I was eating Korean food earlier. I really like me some Korean food. Also, I like to pretend I'm a giant, and these are drumsticks. Yeah, I have chopsticks because I eat Oriental food, and I like to use chopsticks. You are half Korean. You say that like you're telling me something I didn't know. Even it looks like the Spiders logo. That pic is somewhere on this page. Yeah, it is. If you go to the community tab and you scroll down, you'll see a picture of the day that he stabbed me in the hand. And that picture is up there, and it shows the Spyderco logo. You are half Korean. Yeah, I know, but am I the father? Oh, wrong test. We did a 23andMe, not a DNA. So, did Milo see her shadow to decide if it's 7 days of procrastination or 7 days of it being cold as balls? She hasn't answered yet, so I'm going to go with the procrastination. You said I am Korean. I was saying, so bring Italian food also. Thank you. Thank you. It's hard to eat spaghetti with these because obviously spaghetti's hard too. If you don't feel bad, can I leave the stream? If not, dude, that's fine. Fab, you don't have to stay. I made you a mod because I needed a little bit of help at that time, but you don't have to feel like you ever have to be here. If you don't feel like being here in the live stream, it's cool. I'll get by. It's fine. I have a YouTube algorithm that catches all the bad stuff, and then I can just quickly delete stuff. I appreciate your commitment, brother. But yeah, you are not required to be here. What's my opinion on ramen? I only like beef ramen. It's weird. Gun Gopher says, love you. I'm taking off. Good night. Good night. Good sir. You have a good one. I'll talk to you probably on the phone tomorrow. I got to get your laptop from my office. Yeah, but I do like it. Korean barbecue is awesome. There's a place in Chantilly. See you, FabFest. There is a place in Chantilly, I think, that for like $40 does unlimited Korean barbecue. I might have to go out there. Do you go to a hibachi? Yes, there's a place right near my house. It's actually a Thanksgiving traditional with Daniel and I. He's my friend. He typically doesn't go to his in-laws for Thanksgiving, and I don't go up north to other family for Thanksgiving. So for the last 4 years, we go to a hibachi on Thanksgiving and eat them into the ground. Luca, you're still here. Thank you for hanging around, Luca. I really do appreciate it. Like you said, unfortunately, I drugged this live stream down by really not being into it. I do apologize. I needed to come and at least do the live stream, so I tried, but my brain is a little bit more on the herdy side, and I have a few things I need to do that are kind of occupying my time, so I do apologize. Does Milo like stir fry? Yes, Milo does like stir fry. So, all right, we're at 10:30, guys. I appreciate it. I know you guys are trying to keep it alive, but I appreciate it. We need to end this one. Come back on Friday. I promise I'll be in a better mood. I should be in better spirits. Hopefully, I won't have anything like occupying my time. So come back for those. We'll have some fun. I appreciate it. Hit the like on your way out if you're new here. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. I'm trying to take all of Google's money. Become a member if you want to see all the hidden videos on my channel. So just do all that stuff. It's only 7:30 p.m. Yeah, but I've been on for 3.5 hours and I feel like the shiz. So sorry, Dave. Come back for the next one. I'll try to stay on for 6 hours again on Friday. Plus, it'll be Friday night, so everybody will be here a lot longer. Wednesday, I just couldn't do it. I'm in too much pain. So, guys, I'm out. I'm going to talk to you later. Come back for the next one. Love you. Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern, which is your time somewhere. Bye.